Hello, people of YouTube and any other like Chinese website this gets uploaded to illegally. I will find you and kill you. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to use this one because it's better than the other intro I recorded. So, basically, at the start of the year, or the end of last year, I made a little Mortal Kombat Iceberg for fun little bits of trivia, because that was all the rage back then. Yes, I'm so on top of these topical memes. 5 months late.
Strike when the iron is ice cold, as I say.
Quiet you. And so I made this iceberg, and I was thinking, what should I do with it? Should I make a video explaining it all? Should I release it online and just let other people make videos on it? I thought, well, if I just release it for other people to make videos on, I won't see any of that sweet ad revenue. So I should probably make a video myself. So I came up with the perfect middle ground. I brought in two relatively well-known, kind of all-right MK YouTubers. And to be clear, kind of all-right is like the upper echelon, because most MK YouTubers are cringe. But I brought these two guys in, and they're going to be trying to explain to you guys what all of these bits of trivia are. And hopefully I won't have to step in and explain anything, but you never know, because some of this stuff I think is pretty obscure or poorly worded sometimes. So let's start with one of our guests, Mr. Sonic Heart XD.
Yee! No, that's not. That's a really weird intro. Thank you for having me on the show, Snake. I think this might be my first appearance on your channel, so this is a very very honorable moment to be able to be on one of my favorite MK YouTubers' channel, talking about cringe stuff, which is awesome. But yeah, happy to be here. Happy to be recording with you here.
Is it actually your first time?
Well, technically speaking, I did make a very tiny cameo in your 2021 review, but I don't think a lot of people caught that. So this is kind of my first time in a way.
Oh my god!
But you've collabed on my channel for what, 4 times now? Maybe no, way more, 6, 7 times honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Well, we need to make up for lost time, right? Speaking of lost time, I'm wasting the audiences, and they're never going to get it back. So let's move on to our other guest, Mr. True Underdawg Coin Gaming.
Oh god, you somehow intercepted my joke. I was gonna make a Dogecoin joke. How did you know? We did not talk about that at all beforehand. So I'll just be honest, everyone. I'm just here to collect a paycheck. I made some poor crypto investments. I bought a lot of Dogecoin. I actually hate both these people. I despise them. You burn my ears with your voices, but I need that paycheck. So I'm here today to do my best and get this over with as fast as possible. Thank you.
How I knew is that I am Raiden, as we all know, and I had visions of the future because NetherRealm writing is awful. Anyway.
What does that have to do with Dog's intro just then?
Because I saw that he was going to do it, so I stole his bit. That's what I'm talking about.
I
should have been more clear. Joke. Just like some of these bits on this tier list. No, it's not even a tier list. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You can always re-record that line,
Warn your past Raiden. He must re-record his line.
Look. Unlike NetherRealm, I'm not in the mood to change history. If I make a mistake, I live with it. I don't pretend it didn't happen. Because I'm not a cringe lord like NetherRealm. So, let's move on to our first tier, which is the Fire God Liu Kangtai. He is never more alive than when he is a fire god, burning Kronika to crystal and shattering her. That was pretty based. And so, here's our first one. The way we're going to approach this, I'm going to say we're going to take it in turns.
Oh boy.
I'll pick one out, then I'll say... So, first one, ketchup and mustard. Sonic, do you know what ketchup and mustard refers to?
Honestly, I don't. I'm assuming...
Fucking failure.
Already.
I'm not even done talking yet. You'll get your chance later. I'm only going to assume mustard has something to do with, scorpion, and ketchup has something to do with, blood. Am I close?
Do I jump in? Is it a game show?
Well, I'm not going to have you both compete against each other. I'm thinking of more of a Shaolin monk style co-op experience.
Okay, so we got to work together here. Alright.
If one of you whiffs, the other one gets to intercept before I get a chance to punish.
Okay, dog.
Okay,
you gotta
cool.
save me here. You gotta save me out here.
Yeah. So I know this one because there's also 2 pro players and tournament commentators also named Ketchup and Mustard. That was the original title of Cyrax and Sector, the cyborg twins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They even have that name come up again, I think, in later games in some way, but I forget how.
Yeah.
And every now and then for
so.
MK11, there's a tournament like Tower, even called Ketchup and Mustard.
Yeah, I think it was just like, I think it was in early location tests, like that they hadn't even named the characters by then. But yeah. Basically those were the prototype names for Sector and Cyrax. So good job, dog. You saved the day.
Don't let it fucking happen again, Sonic.
Understood, tournament host, dude.
So, for this next one, Boone Tobias. Dog, you're up first.
That's just the last names of the first names of the creators, right?
Yeah.
But it's also Noob Saibot spelled in reverse, I suppose.
Yeah, that
Am I missing anything else?
No, that's it. Noob Saibot's name comes from co-creators Boone and Tobias backwards.
Yeah.
They should have done another character who was like the other, because there were like 4 guys who worked on it. The others were, I think, John Vogel and Dan Forden. Where's their character, Ed?
Everybody only
pretty
likes
cool.
the other 2, sadly. They're the only ones that are being loved.
I think that would be a cool idea. So, that's 2 for 2. Good job, guys. So now we're moving back over to Sonic for Sonia and Tanya.
I'm not even too sure what this is referring to. Is this referring to the fact that they're like similar, or like where are we going? What direction are we going with this? Basically,
The origin, well, the origins of the names. Where do the names come from?
Oh, okay. No idea. This...
Dog, you're up.
Fuck me. I don't know either. This was the only thing in this whole list that I didn't know was like the Sonia and Tanya.
Yeah, like
Tanya is like a bodybuilder or a wrestler, I'm guessing. Like a pro buff
No,
lady.
Sonia and Tanya are both named after Ed Boon's sisters.
oh, that's cute. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so maybe I should have put that a bit lower in this thing. 'Cause I guess because I knew it, I thought it was a fairly common knowledge. But I guess it probably should have gone like a couple of tiers down.
No, I didn't even know that Ed Boon had sisters, so this one is definitely quite interesting.
Well, you're still doing all right. You got 2-1 for you
Okay,
guys.
2-1,
You're still
2-1.
doing okay.
We're still surviving. We got this.
The rest of these will be pretty easy. So next up, we go to Dog for Johnny Cage's real name.
You got this. You got
It's
this.
John Carlton.
Yes.
Yeah. John Carlton or Jonathan Carlton, depending on how you want to like do it.
As anybody who has either read the MK1 prequel comic knows, or who has listened to Mortal Kombat the album, in which Johnny Cage's theme song is just exposition about his MK1 comic bio. Like, that's what that song is.
That's cute.
I
He's
didn't know that,
welcome,
but also
Mr. John
it's common
Carlton.
knowledge that almost every like Hollywood celebrity changes their name.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's like a super
Yeah.
common thing.
Which is pretty cool. So next we jump back to Sonic for Ed Boon is Scorpion.
So, is this referring to the fact that that like Ed Boon voiced Scorpion throughout all this time?
Yes. Yes, that is correct.
Yes, I got one right. Woo!
Yeah.
The only
He does
one.
the, get over
We
here.
just started, okay? We just started. But by the way, so like I think somebody also mentioned the fact that Ed Boon like is like the world record for like the person who's voice acted the same character for the longest time or something because of this.
Oh snap.
Because of the sound clip. Like he's 1
Probably,
year
yeah.
ahead of the Mario voice actor. Like
Oh snap.
I heard about this. This is kind of interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, that he has like the
Did he
world
also?
record.
I assume so, but do we have confirmation that he's also the one that did like the curse word versions in Shaolin Monks when you play on April Fool's Day and he goes,
"Get
over here, bitch!"
That
Like,
one
is that
does
also
sound.
Ed Boon?
It sounds very different, so I'm not entirely sure. A lot of early MK voice acting stuff is kind of unclear, but
That is true.
if
Yeah.
if you want to know more about MK voice acting stuff, I actually have a whole new show I'm going to start where I'll be talking about MK for the first episode. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Ho-ho.
So for the next one, it's Ash didn't make it.
Uh-huh.
So whose turn is it?
Oh, dog.
lost track
It's
already.
Underdawg. Because I did the Ed Boon one.
Oh, it is. You're right.
Yes,
It is
yes.
me.
Oh, you
Yeah,
forgot.
you're right. So, does this refer to Ash Williams not making it into MK11?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Because that seems like a weird skip in time, because these are all like MK1 questions, then we just like,
Well,
or MK2. But yeah, am I
yeah,
right?
This is...
Yeah,
Okay,
it's just like the stuff most people know is in the upper echelon.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Like the way a lot of the stuff kind of works is that stuff relating to the originals and the newer games tends to be higher up, whereas like the stuff for the NetherRealm era, I mean the 3D era rather, tends to be further down because a lot of the newer fans, I guarantee, don't know that trivia.
I wanted to add even more to this because I made a video recently with the Thinny, and like not only were those like images of people getting like, you know, what is it, like Combat Pack 1 emails where it showed Ash instead of Joker. Those are apparently legit. Like that's an actual mistake that happened.
Oh.
And then on top of that, in the code, there was definitely data for Ash. Like they definitely planned it. They just weren't able to get it to happen.
Wasn't
like
the-
it's not just a rumor.
Also, the big one was the fact that, like, Richard also stated one time, he's like, oh, Ash is totally going to make it in, the voice actor of Raiden. I remember there was, like, that video.
Yeah.
I heard something like that as well. Yeah. So hopefully he'll make it into MK12. I think Ash is actually a really good fit for MK.
Yeah.
Even if I don't really care for his franchise, I think he'd be a really good fit, and I'm sure there'd be some halfway decent quips if they let Bruce Campbell come up with some.
Yeah.
I mean, I know MK doesn't have a great history when it comes to actors ad-libbing stuff, but you know, maybe we'll get something decent. So
Yeah.
let's move on to the next one, which is Johnny Cage loves Bloodstorm. Sonic?
Question. Who is Bloodstorm?
Dog, please enlighten him.
So I'm not 100% either. I'm just going to take the best guess I can. Is Bloodstorm either a game or a movie that Johnny Cage likes?
It's a game,
Okay.
an arcade game.
Is it
Okay,
is it
does
an
that
actual
count?
game?
Yes, in real life.
Okay, that's cool.
Does Johnny Cage like it, or does the actor who plays him or the voice actor like it?
You're on the right tracks.
Oh, I thought I already got it,
have to
'cause it
like
was a
get it
Bloodstorm
right.
game.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So I assume it's the Johnny Cage actor loves the game Bloodstorm.
Close.
I'm wrong.
Similar.
Or is it the character, like back
Not
in the day?
Bloodsport, because Bloodsport is the movie that Johnny Cage is based on, like
No,
the movie
it-
Bloodsport. But
I'm-
yeah,
I'm starting to second guess myself, thinking, did I get the name of the game right? Hopefully I did. But basically, Bloodstorm was his arcade game that came out around
1994
or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did an ad for it in which Daniel Pesina, in Johnny Cage costume, was playing the game.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
I'm Google searching
that
and I
wasn't really
see
close
it.
enough then.
And so, like for
Okay.
years, fans attributed that as the reason why Daniel Pesina was not in MK3 and why all the ninjas and Johnny Cage were axed. It's not the case,
Not the
but
case, yeah.
a lot of fans thought that was the reason. And so it's like, he's gone to another company to play the character there, and so Eddie got fired. It's not true, but it is a funny idea. But that's what I was referring to. I'm going to give you guys half a point for getting close enough.
Okay.
You see that,
Bullshit,
Sonic?
that.
That's how a man does it. Gets half a point.
That's only because you only get half. Honestly, you're only getting the half point because you're my friends. If you weren't, I would say fuck you. You get nothing.
That'd be fair too.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, manly.
Well, at least I know.
manly dog.
I know that I can't miss this next one.
All right. Yeah. You got this.
Yeah. Error macro.
Yeah, that's like the glitch that led to the rumor of Ermac, and like it's the Ermac's name also because error macro. It's like his name Ermac. There was a glitch. I don't know if it was true or not, but the glitch rumor is that Scorpion would turn red, and it would say the error macro. But I think the turning red might be true or not true. I haven't ever got like solid confirmation on it. And it's a similar rumor to how Scarlet was born, because there's a similar rumor that's that Katana would turn red, but that one I don't think has ever been confirmed. But it is a fun rumor.
I don't think either one was ever confirmed. I mean, my understanding was that the Scorpion one was not true, and that it was simply because in the game's audit menu, underneath Reptile Battle, it says Ermax, which was just a shorthand Ed Boon put in for error macro, because it's logging certain type of errors. But because it was underneath Reptile Battles, people thought, oh, there must be another character This is another one, and maybe the glitch did happen, and then that combined with it to create Ermac.
Huh.
But yeah.
By the way,
everyone's
was
favorite
this,
glitch.
Was this MK2 or MK3?
One.
Would have had to have been before
Yeah, it was
Ermac
the-
showed up.
Yeah, it was MK1 because Reptile
Yeah.
Battles, because he was the secret boss in MK1.
MK1 already. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Because I remember back in the day, there were people who mentioned saying they wanted to put some sort of code in order to unlock this one secret character and stuff like that. And there's a whole also theorizing and stuff like that to see if they can unlock Ermac earlier or whatnot. So I'm wondering if that's related.
Because I remember way back in the day on the Midway forums, this is how far back it goes,
Yeah.
when I was early into my MK fandom, there was this huge thread going back and forth arguing about whether or not the glitch was real. And my takeaway from it was that it's not real, it's just a misconception. I don't know,
Okay.
a lot of stuff... See, it sure would be nice if there was an officially released MK book about the history and all these cool little facts. If only NetherRealm and WB would stop being such chodes and give us actually decent MK merch.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. But at the end of the day, we've gotten through the first tier. Good job, guys. You've done pretty good so far. But don't let it go to your head, because that's the stuff that's the easiest. In my mind, anyway.
Okay.
Now we move on to our second tier, the human Liu Kangtai. So this is where things are going to be still fairly easy, but it's a little tougher. So the first one is Liu Kang, Kung Lao's descendant.
So it's me, right, this time?
Yes.
Okay. This is more referring to the fact that, that one cutscene in the Shaolin Monks game, right? Where it's are they, before, past, were they related and stuff like that?
Not quite. That was an odd cutscene that I don't think was ever actually explained fully in the game, but... Dog, do you want to step in and give it your crack?
Yeah, I'm just going to ask for an interpretation real quick of the actual sentence. So it's saying that the idea is that Liu Kang is Kung Lao's descendant? That's the question?
Yeah, basically it's like maybe
I'm
he is,
guessing
maybe
it's
not.
because Liu Kang has a very similar look to the great Kung Lao, including the headband. Whereas Kung Lao doesn't look a thing like the great Kung Lao. So people thought that Liu Kang was Kung Lao's descendant, or maybe in MK1 that was the case because Kung Lao hadn't been introduced yet.
Am I remembering this correct? Didn't Liu Kang saying he was the descendant of Kung Lao, in the 1995 movie? Or was that?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I
Yes,
remember that also.
that's where they started. I was going to say, guys,
okay.
the first episode of Cannonball was about this very subject. Fake fans, how dare you?
Hey, we have. I'm bringing up interesting information, okay, and then I brought up 1995. All right, jeez, I didn't even bring up the fact that in the 2021 movie they were cousins or something like that, which wasn't true, and I had to debunk that in my own video.
Yes, you did. But it's essentially, it's that in the movie that was Liu Kang is basically amalgamated with Kung Lao, so he is Kung Lao's descendant, and so that was then referenced in Goro's MK4 bio. And then even MK Mobile had a reference to that. Though my understanding is that since that video, they've actually changed it in MK Mobile, so that card went to Kung Lao and Liu Kang got a different one. And basically, it's this whole thing where it's is Liu Kang related to the great Kung Lao? And the answer is no, it's just Kung Lao is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you got to the start of it, I'll give you that point.
Hell yeah.
Good job, guys.
Good job, Sonic.
Thank you.
Good job.
Okay,
I am the man now.
next.
My man card. No. Just takes it away.
Time to transition, yo. Oh shoot, what happened?
But you can you can reclaim your man card if you can get this one right. MK Fire and Ice.
Yes. I was hoping I'd get this one.
Game of Thrones
Cue
reference.
the KSI gif of yes. So there was going to be a sequel for Shaolin Monks, but it was going to feature Sub-Zero and Scorpion instead as the playable characters, and that was going to be MK Fire and Ice.
Yes.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
And that's why the joint chapter in MK11 is called Fire and Ice.
Oh, that's
even
cute.
though even though it's Sub-Zero and Scorpion, Fire and Ice.
Yep.
I'm not sure that one checks out, but okay, good job, guys. On a note related to those two, and one I think Sonic will like.
Ooh.
Yellow plus blue equals reptile.
So is this the time for the reptile simp time here? Actually, I'm not too sure entirely what aspect you're referring to, but I'm assuming you're referring to the fact that Reptile is a secret character in MK1 because he's a combination of Scorpion, Yellow, and Sub-Zero's color combined? Is that where you're going with?
Yes.
And
yes, exactly.
keep going.
There's more.
What else?
Shit.
What else does he have that's reminiscent of those two, aside from his look?
Aside from his look,
When you fight him, what does he do?
He does Scorpion and Sub-Zero's moves in the first game.
Yeah.
Is that
it?
Is that it? Yeah. I'm so nervous, because I'm like, come on, I gotta get this right.
The pause.
Yeah. If you had not gotten that one, you would have had to turn in your reptile fan club president card.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thanks for the save there, dog. I mean, I knew that, but I'm just, again, I wasn't sure how much you wanted me to talk about, like, Reptile, the secret character in the first game, basically.
That's fair.
Yeah, my understanding is that the reason he's green is straight up because it was specifically Ed Boon was like, well, we've got a yellow ninja and a blue one, put that together and it's green.
Yeah, they do, it does make green if you put them together, basically.
Because I saw that on Wikipedia, there was a source listed, it's some book. I guess it could be true, maybe it's not, who knows. So next we have Quan Chi's animated debut. Tell us about it, fellas.
Yeah, so there was an animated kids cartoon of Mortal Kombat, and that's when Quan Chi actually first showed up, canonically.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I know. Quan Chi
I
showed up in
where
the
you had
TV
Sonya
before
going,
the game.
"Combat time!"
Says Quan Chi.
Combat time! And also a relationship between... Oh yeah, that's his scream. That's Quan Chi's scream.
Oh yeah, I know the expression. I know the exact expression of when that happens. Yeah.
Also, you have a romance between Cabal and Sonya in that cartoon, which is actually not done that bad. Everyone says it's cringe, but it's done pretty well, I thought.
It's basically Phantom of the Opera.
Oh
yeah, Cabal's just cool in that show.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and basically, my original understanding of it was that he was made for the cartoon, then was put into the games because they liked him. But no, he actually apparently wasn't put in the cartoon to promote the games, even though his plot in the show has nothing to do with his plot in the game. So it's a bit odd. But either way, you guys got it right.
Congrats.
So returning to the origins of MK characters and their colours, Purple Rain. I
actually have no idea what...
Is it me or is it Sonic?
It's me, and I really have no idea what this means exactly.
You've got to be fucking kidding me, Sonic.
I know he's purple. Fan. That's... What? Okay, what? Please enlighten me. I actually really not
so
sure
everything about... I'll get you. So everything about Rain is a parody. Like, everything from his name to his color to his attacks. So he's the Prince of Edenia because he's inspired by the singer Prince's song, Purple Rain, which is why he's purple and why his name is Rain.
I know the song part, yeah. Okay. And all his moves, too.
Rain. Maybe in the new game, in MK11, probably for sure, yeah.
Yeah, they made a Queen's reference to him in MK11 like, for his fatality.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. Yeah, but it did, yeah.
Yeah, but if you call it weird, people go, I liked it, and I'm like, I don't give a shit, though. You're a chump. So, good job, guys, you got that one.
Good job,
and so the final one on the human Liu Kang tier is Mocap is a tribute character.
I feel like...
Yeah, so isn't he a tribute to like the motion capture person who did like the moves for Johnny Cage?
Well, he did all the moves for the
moves,
for Deadly
all
Alliance.
the moves, yeah.
Do you know who that guy is?
Mortal Kombat, Mocap.
I can't believe you.
I know in the ending he's also Johnny Cage's, like specifically his motion capture. That's why I
the arcade ending, yeah.
But yeah, he did everyone's motion capture, of course.
There is
that
a
makes
connection.
The most sense.
There is a connection between those two. It is Carlos Pesina who's Raiden in MK1 and 2, and I imagine, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure from the name that he and Daniel Pesina are like brothers or something. And so there is a connection to Johnny Cage. So, yeah. And so that's the purpose of mocap. That's why it's so ridiculous when people are like, top 10 worst MK characters and mocap's on there. It's like, why are you taking mocap seriously? It's a joke, guys.
Yeah.
Fucking move on. You guys actually did better on that tier than you did on the first one.
I guess, yeah.
Which it could suggest that I've just done this wrong. That is a possibility.
I will say some of the ones on the first one do feel like they should be on the second. Like, I feel like. Sonia and Tanya one, I feel like, definitely has to go a little more down.
Yeah. Well, speaking of hard ones, next one should be a bit harder.
Ooh.
We go to the Day of the Dead Liu Kangtai, because he's not quite dead yet, but he's pretending to be.
That's very cute for Liu Kang.
We begin with Johnny Cage Van Damme.
Yeah, I know that one.
Is
Is
this
it me or
basically...
is it Sonic's turn?
I think it's me?
It's yes.
Wait, yeah, it's me, because you did the mocap one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Basically just, like, Johnny Cage is a big reference to Van Damme in terms of, like, his moves and stuff. Especially, like, the spinny kicks and whatnot. Is that...
The nut punch.
That's part of it, but there is another way that there is a connection between the two.
Okay, I'll add on to it.
Alright, you go.
His initial look in the first Mortal Kombat game is 100% Bloodsport. Like, it looks just like the main character who Van Damme is playing in Bloodsport. All they did was change the color of, like, his little sash and give him... no, he's not even wearing sunglasses in the first game, so they just changed the sash. And it's because originally the Mortal Kombat game was gonna be about Van Damme. Like he was like one of the main characters, and then they couldn't get him, so they just made it Mortal Kombat, right?
I've heard all kinds of different versions of it, like that it was going to be a Bloodsport game, or that it was going to be inspired by Bloodsport, and they wanted Van Damme to play Johnny. Additionally, apparently Van Damme was also up for the role of Johnny in the '95 movie, but turned it down to play Guile in Street Fighter.
Such a bad idea. Oh well.
Which is why, in the first episode of Mortal Komedy, Johnny Cage abandons his fight against Reptile because he's up for the role of Guile in the Street Fighter movie.
Ha.
But then he gets fired for trying to make the role more Johnny Cage.
Oh.
What a weird...
Check out Mortal Komedy, guys. It's funny.
What a weird timeline we live in.
I mean, Mortal Komedy is basically just an excuse for Phaelus to just show all the weird, innocuous MK trivia he knows.
Yeah.
And I can't really criticise that, because that's literally what I'm doing right now. So, I'm in no position to make fun.
I was wrong. It's not a bad thing that Van Damme wasn't in MK1, because I really do like the actor for Johnny Cage in MK1, and then we got him to come back in MK11 as a skin. So I'm actually happy that he went to Street Fighter instead, because I prefer who we got.
That is true.
Could you imagine the alternate timeline where Van Damme did play Johnny, and then it's him we got as the skin in MK11?
That would be... yeah, that'd be trippy, yeah. Him using his own
I
moves
challenge
in the
you
game.
to Mortal Kombat.
You'd like to meet you Vegas all over again.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Someone should make that as a mod, to be honest. Someone should go ahead and do that for MK11. I think that would be
I think
really
you can
fun
finally
one.
mod it too, because they finally abandoned
The game.
MK11, so you're able to mod it now without getting banned and stuff. Yeah, I think you can finally mod MK11.
I wonder, are there like crazy good... I mean, I know there's mods of switching costumes and poses, but are there literally changing character appearances kind of mods that are not in the MK game?
Not yet.
Yeah, that would be...
because there's
that'd be
no
very
artists who
interesting.
do it. No one's interested in it. Yeah.
Too detailed.
All you can do is play as the boss characters. That's some of the biggest mods. Is you can play as Cyrax and Sector. You can play as Chronica.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, next we move on to Havoc was supposed to be Noob Saibot, which is a bit explicit in what this is about.
Yeah, is it just literal? That Havoc was originally going to be Noob Saibot's plot? Noob Saibot was going to have that lore, but they just made a new character instead? Is that what you're saying?
Not the story.
He was going to have that look? Noob Saibot was going to
Yes.
look like that?
Oh,
It makes sense, he's half dead. Yeah.
Okay.
There's unlockable,
Okay.
there's unlockable concept art in Deception of Havoc that's listed as Noob Saibot, because that was going to be a whole new design for him, but they felt it didn't really fit Noob, and so they made it a separate character.
That was a good call.
Interesting.
Like the hooded outfit, that was going to be Noob Saibot, which is possibly why he always has a hood now. Because maybe that's where they got it from, but yeah, basically, it was going to be a
Very
rotting
interesting.
corpse, and they changed their minds.
Wait, so when was Noob Saibot first debuted in
MK3.
MK2.
MK2?
Yeah, you're right. He was a boss fight in 2.
Yeah,
He
so
was playable in 3.
wait, you're saying so they had the idea of Havoc for that long?
No. It was when they were
his
doing
redesign.
Deception. They're going to redesign it for Deception.
okay.
Because remember with Deadly Lights Deception, they were redesigning all the ninjas to make them more distinct.
Okay.
Hence why Reptile became more lizard-like and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
That's what they were going to do for Noob. They changed their minds, which they should have done a costume for Noob in MK11 where he is Havoc. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, especially since Havoc isn't in the game.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Because Deadly Alliance and Deception had some really bold decisions for some alternate skins and stuff. Like how you have the infamous Sub-Zero skin that I kind of still want to see come back, which is his like Chinese bald head and just like the Zuko ponytail from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like that's how he looks. I kind of want that to come back.
Wasn't that
this Havoc is Noob Saibot is not the only one of these examples of this that will be seen in this Iceberg.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about what you just said about Deception. I thought about Raiden too. That was a very unique Raiden look in that one.
Okay, next.
Yeah, next.
Borai Cho is drunk. Mavado is bad.
I know Borai Cho. I know Mavado. I don't really know what this means at all.
I know Boraicho just literally means drunk. Like when translated.
Oh, that's right.
Spanish,
but it's
Spanish
borracho.
for,
Borracho
Spanish
is
for
the
drunk,
actual
yeah.
word.
Borracho
Is it the same with Mavado then?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's Malvado, which means bad man. So he tweets it.
Now I get it, because
That
I
is
speak
so-
some Spanish living in Texas. Okay.
That's cute. That's a very simple one. I didn't catch on it, but yeah, that's a pretty cute one.
I'm tired of picking up after you, Sonic, but good save.
Alright, so next one, Mortal Kombat Devastation.
I have no fucking idea on this one. I'm going to assume that it's a game that never got released, or it's a different title for Deception.
No.
Or Armageddon.
You are in the right ballpark.
Okay. Devastation. Is it like...
It was a DLC.
Don't you fucking cheat, you motherfucker.
What? Anyone cheating?
You say, Devastation.
Okay, I ain't cheating right now. Are you? Oh, wait, actually, you can hear me typing whenever I type. It's super loud, so you know when I'm cheating.
Yeah.
Dog, that's up to you. I mean, anyways, is it like another like off-brand type, not like a mainline game? Are we talking here?
It's not a game.
It's not a.
Oh, it was going to be a movie.
Comic.
Oh, was it the third comic that never got like released? The chapter
Nope.
2 of or like the second volume of the MKX prequel comics? There was going to prequel
It's not
with
a comic.
Onaga and.
Oh, not
Goro?
a comic. Okay.
Nope.
So not a
Not a
comic,
comic, not a game.
not a movie, probably a show then, right?
I never said it wasn't a movie.
Oh, what?
Was it a movie based on that terrible like trailer we got that never came to be?
No, that was Rebirth.
That's what I thought. It's not
Is
based
it-
on the Machinima series, was it?
No.
Is it animated or
I don't
live
fucking know.
action?
Live action.
Is this the one where Ko Young
Fuck,
is
man.
playing? No, that's a TV show. Ko Young plays as shoot, I forgot his name. The Ko Young actor. How could I forget? Lovely name.
I mean, who's going to be Kung Jin?
Yeah, that one. Louis Tan being Kun Jin. Isn't that
No.
from the TV show, right?
That comes up later in this Iceberg.
Okay,
For
okay.
now, focus on Devastation.
Yeah, we're throwing everything, but I don't think we're getting anywhere. This is an interesting one.
You can probably just give us a point deduction on this one and explain it, because I don't know.
We haven't lost the point in a
it was-
while, so I'm interested in knowing this one.
Devastation was the name of the unmade third entry in the original MK movie series.
Oh, we should have went there.
Before.
That's what I was thinking too. Because like, the end of Annihilation did feel like, oh, if we made enough money, we can continue on. So is that what they were planning? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, there's even a deleted scene. I should have put this on there too. There was a deleted scene for Annihilation that had Quan Chi in it. Just where he meets Shinnok in the Netherrealm, and that's supposed to set up Devastation, which apparently Lyndon Ashby was going to come back for as Johnny Cage, because they're going to bring him back.
Oh, no, that's too bad.
There's even a clip of an interview where he was talking about how that film was coming along, and it just never went anywhere. That's where I got that clip where he talks about how some kid says to his daughter, "Your mum and dad are going to die," and his daughter says, "My mum and dad aren't going to die. My dad's Johnny Cage. He doesn't die."
Oh wow.
And I'm like, yeah. Like the real life Cassie Cage is like, fuck you, my dad don't die.
That's funny. But yeah, actually, that sounds like a more unique plot for a movie too, because usually they go with something like more like in line with the games and stuff. Right? Quan Chi killing Shinnok.
No, just meeting him to set up him working with him for an adaptation of MK4.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Because Annihilation came out the same year as MK4, so it would be like this would be like the next thing to do.
Very cool. I accept defeat for
that. Next one, Kung Lao didn't care about Mortal Kombat.
I know about this one, I think. During his original endings, a lot of the time he abandons like the White Lotus and just wants to live like a peaceful life. Like he stops being a Shaolin monk.
Oh, you mean
That's
from the
correct,
arcade endings? Are you saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's because the fact that he didn't train for the tournament. That's why he's not in MK1, because he didn't care. He just wants to live a life of peace, you know. And who can fault him for that? But he's kind of an arsehole at the same time because Earthrealm's at stake. Kung Lao.
He even fakes his death too, because you think he dies in one of the games, but it's revealed that he faked his death just to live peacefully for a bit.
It's like I could have fought in the tournament, but I want to. Do this nice flower garden, and Shao Kahn comes in, just steps on it, and goes, "Ha, you had your chance to save Earthrealm."
It's really weird too, like when you consider his attacks. Like all of his attacks would be like lethal in a fight, like his sharp hat and shit. So the fact that he's the one who wants to leave and be like a normal dude is really odd, and feels like it makes way more sense for Liu Kang. But I like that. I mean, it's a cool personality trait. It just really conflicts with how he fights because it's also lethal.
Yeah, so in a way, the whole the Shaolin monk's personality makes more sense with his moveset, but he's too much of an asshole to be likable in the slightest.
Also, you just reminded me of the Robot Chicken skit with like the kids' classroom, and it's World War II, but instead of it being the USA, it's just Kung Lao at his table being like, "Psh, not my problem," and on the other side of the classroom is like the Mortal Kombat tournament. But then Goro just comes over and like knocks over his Coke, and he goes, "Now it's my problem." He destroys the tournament.
It's funny you bring that up because I used that clip in the MK9 critique. Talk about Nightwolf because he's absent because he's out of the MK2 portion, but then he comes back for 3 after the tournament.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Not my problem.
That's weird. Yeah, he completely doesn't show up in MK2. Huh.
Yeah, some characters just disappear. Like Baraka's not in the MK3 portion at all.
And you said like Scorpion is just like disappears too, like for a while.
Yeah, he does half the game.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun video for me when I critique that. I'm looking forward to going back to that.
Sick. So, on the topic of Scorpion, Kana and Jubei.
Interestingly enough, though, I think I was supposed to answer the last one, so I don't know if this is mine or Dog's.
Do it. If you know the answer, go for it.
I don't really know because this is something to do with the TV show, if I'm not mistaken. Like this is like related to the Shirarayu, right? Like related to Hanzo's.
Oh, it's like Scorpion's family. Okay.
Yeah, right. Like
it's their original names before they were renamed for the later installments. I'm guessing because I know that I've heard 4th Snake bitch about that before when he was like critiquing Scorpion's Revenge, how their names have been changed like multiple times.
Well, it's more just the fact that the names of Kana and Jubei in Legacy, because they weren't given names yet. Okay. And for the Mission series, MK Legacy. And so then in MKX, they're given the names Harumi and Satoshi.
Oh, okay. So that's the original name.
But in the MKX comic, they're called Kana and Jubei.
Oh, wow, that's...
Because the game wasn't out yet, and I guess Sean Kittleson was like, either those are the official names, or there's nothing else to go off, I'll just use those. And then no one at NetherRealm corrected him, because that whole comic series was just horrible behind-the-scenes mess.
Well, you see, because I'm such a better writer, you know what I would have done to circumvent both these issues? In the comics, Scorpion would have just been literal and called her wife and called his son, son. And then you never would have had to know their names. Like, yes, son, go outside. Thank you, wife, for the amazing meal.
well, Sean's actual excuse for it, rather than just saying, well, there's just some miscommunication and leaving it at that, which people would understand, his excuse was, well, Kana and Jubei are pet names that don't derive from their actual names in the slightest. And it's like, they don't. Sean, come on.
What?
Sean, please, no.
Pet names. Wait, I gotta check this out. Satoshi
it's like nicknames, because like my nickname is Trey. But...
also known by his pet name, Jubei.
Yes.
That's the official wiki.
This is real.
Why? What? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
But we were kind of right. I'm glad that you brought up the family, because otherwise I would have thought they were relatives again of someone who worked on Mortal Kombat. But also with that said, fuck that entire episode about like Scorpion's flashback in the Machinima series because it gets everything backwards on purpose.
Well,
Because I know they're not stupid enough to not know that it's the older brother who dies and the younger brother avenges him. Instead, the young brother dies and then the old brother dies again anyway by his own fatality. It was so stupid. I had to watch Sub-Zero die twice. It's fucking stupid.
I think it was just an excuse to be different.
That's dumb.
They love doing that.
Like when they turned Liu Kang into Jin Kazama. Like,
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I've never watched that, but the only one I did watch was the Raiden one. And literally in the beginning, it's like, what if we had a very different depiction of it? And it's just like the most boring Hollywood type kind of a thing that I've seen.
yeah, like I say, watch the first 3 episodes and then stop.
Oh, so the
It's
first
like
thing
my
are worth
post on
watching.
Twitter that I did. They got like
Yes,
Yeah.
the Sonia Jackson Kano one and the Johnny Cage one.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Gotcha.
I might check that out someday.
I made a post on Twitter even. They got like 15,000 likes where it makes fun of how Hollywood writers just can't stop changing the source material, even when the source material is good and like everyone already likes it. Oh well.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, by the
Next
way,
year.
Yeah,
intersection. I'd like to ask: are you planning on this video to be like a very, very long one? Because we are halfway, and it's already like 40 minutes.
yeah, it's fine being a long one.
All right.
Yeah.
Just quite.
I mean, what are you one of those? Are you one of those losers who thinks long videos are automatically bad?
I
Mr. Longoid himself.
make like 1 hour critiques. Your
For
literal
videos do-
last critique
your
was like
videos do
4
become
hours.
I'm the only one who makes short videos here. Like my videos never cross like the 15-minute threshold.
Traitor.
That's why your videos are shit.
Traitor.
Yeah.
Hitting the 8-minute mark. We see where you're going with this.
No, I always go for the 10-minute mark. I don't trust that 8-minute mark lie.
That's funny.
So to get back on track,
Yeah.
we've cleared the 3rd tier. Good job, guys.
Let's go.
We now move on to
We only currently have like 2 wrong, right? If I'm not mistaken.
something like that. I'll have a tally. At the
Wait,
end
yeah.
of the video.
Do we even remember our score? Don't we really remember?
Well, he's gonna edit it, so he'll know
It's
then.
All right.
fine.
So,
Fine.
thank you,
So,
editor,
we've
Future
now-
Snake.
I regret setting up this gag. Fuck you, past me.
I just gave myself a chance to respond in the future, and now we move on to the 4th tier, the Revenant tier.
Ooh.
And we open this with MK Mythology's series.
Seems pretty obvious. So it's kind of like how they had the X-Men Origins series, but they only did Wolverine because that's like all they did. I think it's the same thing with Mortal Kombat. They wanted to do more than one mythologies, but they only got Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
They were planning Kung Lao, Jax, and Baraka, I believe.
Oh, what? Baraka? That'd be a cool
yeah.
thing for him. He needs some lore.
No idea what that would have been, but the idea of like a Devil May Cry style hack and slash, or like a Metal Gear Rising style one, would be,
Yeah.
that'd be good.
Yeah.
And make it an ultimate revenge story. Make it like Prototype or whatever, where it's like spill as much blood as you want because your character's like not morally good. So Baraka doesn't feel bad
Actually,
about killing fucking
it's
everybody
funny,
in the most gruesome way.
It's funny you brought it up. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Take
Yeah.
that game, but it's Baraka.
Yeah, that game's so
Ah,
good
okay.
too. That's a really good game.
Yeah, it's a really bloody. It's really good for its time too. Also, like
Yeah,
surprisingly,
for a movie game too. Like for a movie game,
for
it's
a
actually
shit
really, really good.
movie, like it is pretty good. Yeah. It's too bad. Yeah, this is actually too bad we never got more mythologies. It's because like I would love to know more lore.
In a way, we did because like I said, we're going to do Jax and Kung Lao, and then we got Special Forces and Shaolin monks. So
Yeah.
we kind of got that.
Yeah,
they did.
They basically just, if anything, they just kind of dropped the mythology's branding because it's like how they were going to do a Magneto Origins film. Then they just folded that into First Class. So we still got it in the end, just under different branding. Just distance itself from that branding because nobody liked that one. But yeah, good job, guys. So next, Kano isn't Australian.
This one's an easy one.
Yeah, I watched Snake's video. I know about the comics, the fact that was he American in the comics? But all I know is the fact that he's Australian, like now because of the 1995 movie. Because like,
Yeah, Kano's name is Japanese. Like the name Kano is already a Japanese name, so he's Japanese American, I think, right? Like he's half and half.
Well, he's American orphan raised in Japan. The comic says.
yeah.
So there you go. And so, like, his name isn't even Australian, but because the movie, he was trying to do a UK accent, actually. The actor was trying to do a British accent, but more Cockney, and it came off as Australian, so everyone thought he was Australian, and so they've gone with that ever since in the later games. But he's definitely not Australian, originally.
Honestly, I like the change, especially because I don't think that the 2021 version would be quite as charming if he was like a really shit Japanese accent.
Yeah.
Instead of like the very, very, very nice Australian accent. Could you imagine any of his classic lines but with a Japanese accent? Oof. I'm not even going to try and do an impression of that because that's never going to work.
No.
And then on top of that, it feels more like Street Fighter with the World Warriors, where they come from different places, because otherwise Mortal Kombat is almost literally America and like China.
And Japan, a bit.
And Japan.
Raiden. Well, no.
Yeah.
Wait, is Raiden?
Sorry, American and Asian, I guess I should have said.
The only Earthrealmers not from America, Japan, or China are Kano, and Takeda is half Japanese but half Thai, I think.
Thai?
And I think
really?
that's it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, that's interesting.
And yeah, that's all of us. Every Earthrealm nationality in the series.
Diversity.
Gotcha.
Cool. There we go.
And it just leads to a funny situation where like everyone just has an American accent except Kano. Like even the Outworlders and the Indians, they all sound like Americans.
That's true.
And you got this other guy from Earthrealm who doesn't.
Yeah, and then Jade, who for some reason turned British in the middle of like 11.
British.
I don't know how that happened anyway.
Big change for Jade, yeah.
Okay, so this is one that I'm sure Sonic can answer. Reptile and Baraka didn't die in Scorpion's Revenge.
I literally had to do research myself for like this one. Essentially, like the very first time this theory began was when the first movie came out, and like people were saying they never name dropped the Saurian or like the Tarkatan, so it's like I mean, they might not be. I literally, like, when I heard that, I just threw that out the window. I'm like, that's crazy. How can you not say that's Baraka or a reptile? I was like, come on, that's insane. But literally, the writers actually came out and said, oh, no, that's not Baraka or reptile. Like, that's just like they're from their race. And that's why Baraka shows up again in Battle of the Realms and stuff. Of course, if you go
with the same design.
Of course, if you exact same costume design as the first movie, but that one's Baraka. This one, no, that's not. That's just fake Baraka. But then, like, I love the fact that I went into the special features, the extra stuff in the first movie, and you can get like when they're introducing what the characters are going to be in this movie, they literally have a giant logo on it, and it just says Baraka in the first movie. So. It's a retcon, but like whatever. I'm fine with the fact if they come back, but still, like, don't lie to yourself. Come on now.
And don't forget the fact that there's only one Saurian. That's the entire point of Reptile, is he's the last one, except until later when they retconned like Chameleon and stuff. But the reason I excuse that is because don't forget, this Scorpion's Revenge is the same movie that just has two Nataras in the back.
Yep.
Same character, just copy and pasted. So apparently duplicates just exist in this like movie timeline.
Oh, that's to be fair, also, perhaps now the Saurians are extinct after they all died on the island. Huh? Yeah.
I can picture like that scene from Ice Age when like the dodo birds are all dying and they fall off the cliff and one goes, "There goes our last female." But it's in reverse, and like when Reptile dies, all the women go, "Oh God, he was the last male," and their eyes all bulge out, like, "Oh no."
With that being said, though, I'm very excited for the third Legends movie when they bring back Reptile and kill him off horribly.
Oh, you're just fucking around. I thought you had confirmation there was like a third movie.
How can he not be? They already said that's not Reptile, and he's not in the second tournament. I'm still pissed off about that. But anyways, let's continue.
They lied to your face. They lied super hard to your face. All of our faces, but especially your face.
I just like the idea now of like why the last Saurian.
No reason.
They need to add something for him interesting, I suppose. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Next. I cannot believe my bad joke got sandbagged that hard. This is embarrassing.
Where were you going with that?
Oh, it's like Last of the Mohicans? What kind of joke were you making?
You ever heard of Why the Last Man?
No.
Oh.
Heard of The Last of Us.
Heard of these nuts?
Anyway. Oh, got him.
Well, Mortal Kombat Generations.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, do you know it?
No, is this related to Sonic Generations or something?
No. So this one actually goes back to the whole controversy around like the secret Mortal Kombat character, iLady.
Oh, I have no idea what this is. You go ahead.
What? Wait, who?
iLady.
What
I
is
laid
this?
these nuts in your mouth.
I feel like you were going somewhere with that. Dog, he's gonna minus 2 points for us now because of that joke, you know?
100 points from Hufflepuff.
Oh, no.
No, I don't know this one. I'm guessing it has something to do with like the next generation of characters, like maybe the Combat Kids. Were they going to get like their own game or their own show or something?
I don't
Kind of.
really. I feel like if that's the case, that would have been much more mainstream. It's like Combat Kids and whatnot.
Generations was the planned third season for MK Legacy, which had Cole Young's actor as Kung Jin, and had Ron Ewan, who played Scorpion in MK11, playing Scorpion in live action. But it got cancelled because the 2021 movie was going into production, and they didn't want any brand confusion. But there is some footage that leaked online where we see Cassie as a child with Johnny, an older Cassie doing a training mission with Jackie under Sonya, Johnny in a fight club fighting Tor, and also speaking with Shang Tsung, still played by Kari Tagawa. So there is an actual Kari Tagawa Shang Tsung performance that we never got because Warner Bros. Are cowards.
Damn. Oh, that really sucks.
That's interesting.
I also
I'm
know
more
that
confused at why the hell Johnny Cage is in an underground tournament with Tor. That's
I
so
don't know.
confusing.
we need a CGI fight. I don't know.
I mean, this is a sequel to MK Legacy, so, you know, logic just kind of goes out the window. And I don't even know if it would have followed up on how Season 2 ended.
Yeah, probably not.
Doubt it.
You also remember, like, Louis Tan actually has, like, shown him wearing the Kunjin costumes before. You can find that online, too, yeah.
Well, he looks more like Takeda.
He actually
Weirdly
does.
enough.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, he does.
Like the yellow bandana and everything. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
And it also has, in the footage of him, he interacts with that one actor who you see in a bunch of films, and you always recognise him, but you still don't know who he is or what else he's been in. You just recognise the face. I think he was in like Ninja Turtles, Michael Bay 1 or something.
Okay.
I think he was in there. I mean, if you saw his face, you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll give you a half point for that because you at least got the general idea, kind of.
Hell yeah. Getting points.
And so the last one for this tier is the Highlander connections.
Highlander. Is this because
So, do you know about the Highlander movies? Go ahead,
Yes.
sorry.
Not entirely, but I do know that the actor of Raiden from 1995 came from there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But
That's
there
all
are
I can
two
think of,
others.
too.
Because originally they wanted Sean Connery, who in Highlander was Ramirez.
Okay.
And then in Defenders of the Realm, which has the first movie in its continuity, Raiden is voiced by Clancy Brown, who was the Kurgan in that same movie. So they wanted Ramirez, settled for Connor, and then replace him with the Kurgan.
Interesting. Okay. Wait, did you just say it's connected to the universe of Highlander?
No, I'm saying that because there are connections to
a lot of the
franchise.
same actors.
Okay. Yeah. That
makes sense.
cute.
Those films were
which
like,
I think is pretty cool.
That was like the golden age of when movies could be made without like a super crazy high budget. Anyway, yeah.
Suppose so, yeah.
It's a shame literally every sequel to the original movie is terrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, and so that's the end of that tier.
Oh, I got a question. Did you know that? Did you know everything that Snake just said there, dog? Or sort of? Or do you think that counts as a point for us? Because I'm not too sure how the point works there. Because
you got it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say. I'll give you the full point because you did at least get like
the main thing, right? The main thing, right? Okay.
Yeah. That's the most substantial because it's actually him with the face and everything, and even the laugh. He did the laugh in Highlander as well, so I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's Sorry.
Oh god, did you ever see the French advert they did for MK11?
No. What's this?
This French dude is playing MK11 and getting his ass kicked by Raiden, and then he's like, oh, turns to the guy beside him. How are you so good at this game? And it's Lambert, and he goes, I guess you could say we have history, him and I. Pardon.
Nice.
That's cute. I kind of want to see that actually.
It is.
That's actually really cute.
And it's like, and that was for the launch version. That was like 2 years before they did the costume. So.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's a good foreshadowing for them too.
Yeah. So that's the end of that one. Technically, that could count as part of the Highlander connections, but whatever. Next, we move on to Zombie Liu Kangtai. This is where things are starting to rot and get more obscure. So you should know this one if you've watched all of my videos. You alleged fans. MK1 wasn't about Outworld.
I'm
guessing that's because they never mention Outworld in the first game.
It was just a tournament. Wait, yeah, the first game has a lot of like.
It all takes place on Earth, I guess, in different countries, like maybe in Asia.
Is this related to the game or the comics?
The game, because the MK1 prequel comic is the only place that Outworld is ever mentioned in MK1.
Ah,
dude, I'm so happy I nailed that by guessing.
It's just where Goro came from. Like, it's just where Goro came from. That's it. It's not part of the plot.
Okay.
The only stakes in the original MK1 are that if Shang Tsung wins, he gets to keep control of the tournament for another 50 years. That's it. That's the only stakes in MK1. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
And so MK2 comes along and says, what if there actually was something important in the tournament? And then the plot is way better as a result.
Yeah, MK1, I remember having, like, it's very, like, disconnected if you really look into plot compared to, like, the other games. Like, Raiden is a completely different character in there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, MK1 is basically Bloodsport and Enter the Dragon as, like, one story, basically. And, like, so there's no space aliens, there's no, like, evil emperor, Shere Khan, none of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good job. Yeah, you nailed it by guessing. Hopefully, that look will stick with you as we continue on.
Yeah.
Next, we have Sonia's dead twin brother.
I guess. Well, I guess literally. Is this related into like the comics or
the TV show? The cartoon show?
Well, which comics?
Oh, I would assume. I don't think they mentioned this in the newer ones, so I would assume it'd be like the original, right?
I'm gonna say the opposite and assume it's the newer ones, just because Snake specified or asked you to specify. So I'm gonna assume it's actually the newer comics that have the dead twin brother.
Well, in essence, it's like these three sets of comics. There's the MKX ones, there's the original ones by John Tobias, and then there's the Malibu comics.
And the which
it's
comics?
relevant to one, the Malibu comics.
I'm assuming the Malibu one.
Battle Wave and all that stuff.
I've never read those.
I've heard about
them.
them.
They're a trip. They get kind of interesting sometimes.
Interesting.
But,
I didn't know they existed. I'm going to guess it's in the Malibu ones, because I don't recall it ever being in the MKX ones, but it's been a while since I read that.
Nope. It's in neither of those.
So it's... Wait, what? Did you just say it's not in all three of these?
No, just those two.
So it's in MK1, like the old ones?
Yeah.
Oh, so it is
so
the original.
The original reason that Sonya hates Kano? Did he kill her brother?
I mean, I like to think that's the case, but basically in her bio, it just mentions that she has a dead twin brother.
Yeah, okay. You know what? I remember your video when you mentioned, like, because there was the whole scene of mentioning the bios, and it's like, what is this, like, thing that kind of just showed up?
Very convenient that you remember it in the video after I've already explained it. Haha, very clever.
Oh my god, you guys. Oh my god.
True fan.
Shut up, you guys. Oh my god. Revelation. So Sonya is named after Ed Boon's sister. Ed Boon is based, like, his character is Scorpion. Scorpion's dead. Scorpion is Sonya's long-lost twin brother.
Bro!
I mean, yeah, but he did. Scorpion didn't have the name Hanzo Hasashi back then. He wasn't named. He could well have been Daniel Blade, for all we know.
Yep.
Well, crazy revolution. Gotta get some points for theories, right?
Wait. He also speaks English in Mortal Kombat mythologies before you kill him. He goes, no, please. So he's speaking English. He's not even Japanese.
This is some crazy thing.
Which means if he was an MK2021, Cole Young is unbeknownst to him seeking out, like, his aunt or something to that effect. Holy shit. This changes everything. And it doesn't make the film any better. but it does change everything.
Ko Young's ancestor is Ed Boon?
Oh,
Okay,
That should have been a thing somewhere, like Scorpion looking back over all these different timelines. In one of them, he just has Ed Boon's face.
so, do we get an extra point because of the theories there, or do we just get that wrong?
we definitely
what?
got that one wrong. I'm kind of mad it didn't go first because I was gonna guess that it's Sonia's killed by Kano, but that's not what he was looking for anyway.
Yeah.
Onward.
That's the way I adapted it in MK Chronicles, which is a cool way to approach it. But yeah, I'm going to give you the point just because that theory about Sonya and Scorpion is just so good.
Great job. Great job, dog. You and your fanfiction mind.
Alright, so we're all back from our little break. I needed to go and have a wee, and now we are back. Oh shit, I just realised you guys can't actually see that I'm holding up a Wiimote as part of a gag.
Oh, nice.
So
Very cute.
People
Very
watching
cute.
at home, they weren't just sandbagging this joke as well. They literally couldn't see it because of our ghetto setup here, where they can't see me, but I can see them.
That's very.
I am the Dark Lord Sauron.
When you made the joke, we were just super silent, like, yep, totally. So it's like, yeah, let's pretend we actually saw the Wiimote and we're starting to laugh. What? It's so great. Oh, classic Snake.
Don't patronize me. All right, so we just did the dead twin brother thing.
Yep.
Next, another one that's kind of a callback. Monster was supposed to be Scorpion.
I have no clue where to begin on this one. Like, I genuinely don't.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that there's a placeholder in a game of a monster, and at one point it was supposed to be Scorpion.
Have you two not played Deception?
Deception.
I have.
Conquest.
There's a dead Scorpion randomly on the ground. Was it supposed to be a monster instead of Scorpion's character model?
Okay, no.
So did you play Conquest mode?
The thing is, there's a lot of stuff in Deception. I mean, the Conquest mode, though, so it's like...
Because I did know Brusque Poet posted that funny image, or that gameplay clip of when you're running around in the Chaos Realm or the Nether Realm, one of the two, you'll just see Scorpion laying there dead, on the ground for no reason. I thought you meant that.
Well, I know he also dies in Deception, like halfway through the Conquest mode by Shujinko. I know that, but I'm not too sure.
You fight him, yeah.
Okay,
you fight Scorpion right at the end, as I think Scorpion's the final boss of Conquest mode actually.
Oh.
You fight him right before Naga comes back.
Interesting.
But basically, in the middle of the story, this weird dude like a skull head and white armor shows up, and he has all Scorpion's moves for no reason. And he just comes in and says, "I am the champion of the Elder God. You're a fake and a fraud," and they fight. That design was going to be used for Scorpion as the champion of the Elder Gods design.
Oh, cool.
Similar to the Havoc and Noob thing. And so you ever see this guy on loading screens where he's about to fight Shujinko in the Nexus? That was going to be a Scorpion design. They felt it didn't really fit the character, so they reused it as this NPC you fight this fought here. And I guess the story was apparently going to have time travel involved somewhere originally, and that if it did, that got cut. And so presumably you would have fought Scorpion twice, and it would have been. But one of those encounters was changed to Monster. This guy who just has all Scorpion's moves. So you could come up with any kind of explanation for who he is. Maybe he's the original Takeda who formed the Shiryu back from the dead as a champion of the Elder Gods, or maybe he's just a big Scorpion fanboy. Maybe it's Ed Boon. We don't know. But basically, yeah.
I didn't know any of that.
What's crazy
That's
is
cool. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, what's crazy is I remember this this interaction, but I completely forgot that wasn't Scorpion, and it's just it's this completely different person. I actually completely forgot this different design. I'm looking at it, I'm like, whoa, this actually looks kind of interesting. This monster.
I kind of want to play
design.
Deception.
You should actually. I will actually plan on doing that someday too. I only watched the walkthrough, but like, yeah, that seems like a fun thing someday.
Sonic, I swear to God, if you ever say MK Deception sucks, I will kill you.
I know it's one of your favorites, so.
I will say this: MK Deception has like the worst new characters.
Who are the new characters in Deception?
Like
Onaga?
Darius.
Oh, you don't like Onaga? Ooh.
Darius, Dairu, Hotaro.
Oh, Hotaro at least, like...
Havoc's cool though.
I like his flags. Like, but yeah, Havoc
Oh
is
yeah,
cooler.
the whole Dragonfly thing is fine, but like he's like his design is cool. His story and personality are stupid.
Yeah, it's really basic. Anyways, just
So,
take a
otherwise
point
it's
and we
good.
should continue.
Yes, next.
And if you keep bad mouthing Deception, I'm going to take even more points away from you. So keep your trap shut.
Shh.
Uh,
Oh, dog.
So next we have Johnny Cage's ex-wife.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know
this
if
isn't about
here's-
Sonya. It's not Sonya.
Damn it, you cut me off. I was gonna say like I know it's not the answer you want, but I'm still technically right if I say Sonya, but then you cut me off. Damn it.
This is...
Counterbreaker.
Combo breaker. This one's related to the comics, right? The fact that we're not gonna get the name right, but like I know they do name drop like Johnny's ex-wife in the comics, like the bio parts too.
Yes.
I guess a little
I got-
extra points is people say that one like lady who shows up in the beginning of Scorpion's Revenge may have been like could be Johnny's ex-wife or something parodying that.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, but this is more related to comics. I know that.
Yeah, her name was Cindy Ford.
Cindy
that's-
Ford.
That's all we know about her. Johnny was married to her at some point before in the MK1 comic, and that's it. So good
How
job.
nuts would it be if she was supposed to be related to either like Harrison Ford or like the person who made like the cars, like the Ford dealership? Like, and that's like because he's rich, he's a celebrity.
President
So it'd be nuts
Ford.
if he had like a really rich wife too.
That
That would be funny. That would be funny.
President Ford's daughter, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, any number of things.
Indeed, yeah.
Francis
Because that
Ford
happens a lot,
Coppola.
like how Arnold Schwarzenegger married a frickin' Kennedy. Like, it can happen.
But yeah, you
But I
gotta
don't
get
know.
that right.
All these comic ones are completely unfair because I've never read like any of the fucking.
All you had,
comics.
literally, all you had to do was
Snake's video.
yeah, you just had to watch one of my videos. That's all you had to do, and you
Actually,
failed. Coward.
I noticed.
Coward.
I would rather play the entire conquest mode of the worst Mortal Kombat game, Deception, than watch your videos.
Shut up! No, not like this, dog.
Well, you heard him, folks. He wants to start the whole game fresh at 0 points. I guess we've got no choice.
Okay, wait. I gotta think of a
No,
way
actually,
to like change the subject. Snake. I noticed a lot of the icebergs are actually from the Malibu comics. I'm very. That's a very interesting thing you've done there. I'm
Well, none of these are from the Malibu comics. A lot of it's from the MK1 prequel comics.
MK1. Yes, sorry, I read that wrong. You said that wrong. Which is
Okay.
which? Did you say? Okay, I'm gonna butcher
I
this.
know this
but,
next one.
You go ahead. Yeah.
Go for it, please, Snake. Let us free.
Let
Show
us
us the next
free,
question.
please.
Okay, you can have your points back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Arigato, Snake-san.
But don't fucking cross me again, boy.
Your man card's been taken again, dog.
Dang it.
So, next we have the Nintendo exclusive fighter.
Yeah, easy. That's Chameleon.
Uh-huh.
It's one version of Chameleon. Yeah.
Yes.
In Armageddon.
Which version? The male or the female?
Well, I didn't have it on the Nintendo console, so I know that it's the female version because I couldn't play as her. I can only play as the male version because I had PS2.
Well, the question is, why are you only talking about Armageddon?
Is it Deception?
No, it is Armageddon, but why are you only mentioning that game?
Well, because in Armageddon is where you can play as the female exclusive fighter, right? You can play as.
She's appeared twice.
Yeah. Oh, well, she's been in MK3 also originally.
Which version of MK3?
Oh, shit, dude, I don't know. There's like 10. No.
Ultimate, probably?
I'm gonna guess Ultimate, but it could also have been in Trilogy.
Yeah, it was Trilogy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Which version of
Fuck you,
Trilogy?
Sonic.
Oh my gosh, Snake.
It's like it really is like Street Fighter 2 Turbo. There's so many versions of like MK3.
Which version of Trilogy? Which system was she on?
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, I wasn't even thinking about that. She would have been on the home console, which would have been the 64. No, before that.
No, you're right.
64.
Okay.
N64 version of Trilogy and the Wii version of Armageddon.
Fuck yeah.
Was when Chameleon was playable. Okay,
The only other time she's ever appeared is as one of Reptile's support cards in MK Mobile. That's the only time she's appeared outside
That's right,
the Nintendo
mobile.
system.
Is she the Armageddon look or is she the MK3 look?
It's like it's the Armageddon look, but like the actual design is kind of based on the either MK2 or 3 costumes from MKX with like the. It's a complicated mess because like in MK Mobile they changed Kitana's design for the MK2 version, so she has the MK3 hairstyle because it was easier for the device to handle it or something, and that's what they went with.
This.
But aesthetically, it's based on the Armageddon version. The MK Mobile, when they put in the card about the Elder Gods, they used the MK Legends designs.
Oh, huh.
I can't see it. Is Chameleon the K one? Like is she with the K or with the C? She's the K. Okay.
She's the see-through girl, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. So she has like a mix of things.
Yeah, it's a whole complicated mess. You can find it on MK Warehouse in the MK Mobile section under Reptile.
That's fine.
But
so I was wondering if she's. My main question was: is she wearing like when I asked it, what I meant in my question, but I didn't specify is she wearing like green Chameleon or is she wearing like gray? Because she used to wear gray in
green,
the original.
Yeah, so it's like aesthetically, it's like that color palette, but with like a more classic model design, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yes. So, the last one on this tier is Sub-Zero has a sister.
Ooh.
And her name is Frost.
No. Okay. So, this is weirdly enough, I think one of my fans actually mentioned this slightly, but this is something in the television show. Right?
Not what I was thinking. Not what I was thinking of, but go on.
Like, I don't, because somebody once mentioned like, there's a Sub actually had like a younger sister in Conquest or something, but I'm not 100% certain about this one. Unless this is another. Wait, I'm right.
Well, that's not what I was going for, but that is actually a thing that in Conquest, Sub-Zero has a sister who is murdered by Scorpion's female partner, and then Sub-Zero kills her in return.
Okay. Wait, Scorpion's female part? Oh, you mean like her, like a coworker partner? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant
Did
like.
she ever get name dropped? The partner?
Harumi came to kill Scorpion, Sub-Zero's sister or something.
Is she a Shiraiyu or is she a random person that Scorpion partnered with?
She was the Shiraiyu color, so I think. But the Shiraiyu I don't think it technically exists in the show because it's like right after Takeda becomes possessed by the Scorpion. So
is this the cartoon or live action?
Live action one.
TV show, live action.
Conquest was wild at times.
Yeah.
Like that time when a bunch of people were in this cult that worshipped a dark god named Shakan, and it took the heroes like 30 out of 40 minutes of the episode to figure out that Shakan is Shao Kahn. Like, you fucking idiots.
Jeez.
Shakan.
That's up there, man.
Worship
That's
Shakan.
up there with the twist that Alucard is Dracula spelled backwards.
Oh wait, so what? So was that the answer, or were you going with something else then?
It's not, but I will give it to you. You can have that one because I completely forgot about that. The actual thing I was thinking of is that in MK Mythologies, in the on the website and in the manual, the backstory section explains how the father of the two Sub-Zeros was a Lin Kuei sleeper agent in America, and then when he was summoned back to the Lin Kuei, and he took his sons with him, but left his wife and daughter behind.
Makes sense.
I guess. And that is why, for years, fans theorized that Frost was the sister.
Oh, okay.
Because that would just make sense.
And to think they could have just done that in like the NetherRealm games, and it would have been legit. It would have been like cool.
But,
Okay.
yeah, but the issue with that is that means that there'll be something cool in a NetherRealm game, and that can't be allowed.
So okay, this actually
Dude,
kind
this
of
next
interests
tier
me.
looks fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, but I'm actually kind of interested. So, are you gonna add that, or because then that kind of makes this like question have two answers in a way?
He has to add it because you're still technically right because you
Yeah.
just mentioned
Like I
Sub-Zero's
said, you are.
sister.
Like I said, you will.
Yeah.
You do get the point. You do get the point for it. Don't worry. I'll probably just leave it off the iceberg. So if anyone else was going to go for it, they could get the point easily by guessing either version. But
Okay. That's
yeah,
interesting.
Good job, dude. You saved it.
Yeah.
Good job,
and-
Sonic.
And on that note, we move on to
Thank
the
you,
next
random
tier.
fan.
We move on to the. Yes, that fan just saved you guys the points. So shout out to whoever that person is.
Shout out
Sonic
to-
doesn't care enough to. Sonic doesn't care enough to remember your name.
I'm
Unfortunately.
sorry. He may even been a Nitro on my Discord. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I just like pulling an MK9 on the street stage. You know, you throw people in front of the car and they get run over. I like doing that. I like throwing people under a bus. So next we move on to the skeleton Liu Kang tier. Now
Oh,
shit's
wow.
getting hard.
Snake.
So first,
where
that's
does
meat.
where is skeleton Liu Kang in the canon? I don't really remember this one.
He's not actually appeared yet.
Okay.
Unless you
It's
want
just
to
a
imagine
mod
that.
where you can play as the skeleton.
Yeah. Unless you want to imagine that meat is Liu Kang. Because he can
Ooh.
be. Yeah, that's it. That's it. This is when you use the meat code while playing as Liu Kang and you have his moves with meat.
Yo, that's actually crazy. I never knew they had secrets in the newer MK games.
They don't. They literally don't. They do. Shut up. I'll tell you to shut up. I'm telling the fans to shut up.
Oh, okay.
The first one on this tier is female Erin Black.
Dog, you got this
I have
one.
the answer for this.
Exactly.
I have the answer for this one, and the answer is yes, please. I want female Aaron Black. Give her to me. Put her in the game and make her look like Tina in Dead or Alive 5 with like the cowboy hat and then just like a bikini top, but have like the Texas flag on it.
Dog, this is
yeah.
not a what you want. This is like a question. This is
There is no question mark after it. It just says female Aaron Black. So the answer is yes, please. So I'm guessing that during some of the concept art, Aaron Black is a lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty easy. So was Takeda, like in MKX. Like you cannot tell me that one concept art of Takeda where he's fully designed, like it's 100% his outfit in MKX, but his face is undeniably female. Like objectively, it's a lady's face for Takeda,
Yeah.
but it's the exact MKX look. So I think at one point NetherRealm was having the idea of every new character being female, like for the next generation, but they just decided not to do it because they thought that was like too corny, I guess, to have like all one gender.
Yeah. I would think that is a little bit corny. Yeah.
They were going Ghostbusters 2016. They were going like full female new generation.
No. Oh,
I'm
easy enough.
actually I don't think I've seen female Aaron. Let me check out the concept art.
I actually don't have it on here, but do you guys know what Erin Black's original name was?
You mean before the game? You mean like the concept?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Was
if
it based
there-
on like a Hollywood actor
no
who played a cowboy? Was it like
is
Clint
it-
Eastwood?
I don't think it was.
Clint Eastwood.
Because I'm not sure where this information even comes from, but it is known that originally his name was Salazar.
Salazar.
Oh yeah, that's weird. So he would have been Native American then, partially maybe, because Salazar is a very common name in Texas actually, but
You
only
know-
if you're Latino.
Honestly,
Interesting.
the idea of like the next Nightwolf after Grey Cloud being a cowboy, not a bad idea. Or a previous Nightwolf who disappeared in Outworlds and then comes back and he's like this gunslinging Outworld cowboy, Native American superpowered being, and it's like, holy shit, why is he way cooler than either Nightwolf or Erin Black?
Okay, now let's do this next one. I'm curious about if anyone knows.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, next one is Ben, Ken, and Bob.
All right.
So here's my guess. Here's my
Let's
shot in
start
the dark. All
theorizing.
right, Cobra.
All right.
Here's my theory. So Cobra is based on Ken Masters. It's like 100% obvious, everything down to like the hairstyle and the fire kick. So are these all different names for Cobra?
Whoa,
Two of them are.
Because I know his name was Ken Masters at one point in the code even.
Well, is that
So-
what you want, Snake? Is that like related to Cobra?
Well, two of them are. Can you guess which ones are?
Ken and Bob, because you have an and with them, I'm guessing.
Nope.
Oh,
Ben?
so it's Ben and Ken.
Yes.
And then, so Bob is a different character. Who would have been Bob,
Yeah.
though? Which character would have been Bob?
Ben and Ken are Cobra, so
It's basically a placeholder name. So like, in very early screenshots and footage you would see on the HUD, it would say Ken. And I recall in a magazine somewhere, Cobra was also referred to as Ben. I guess to make him just not be so it's not just Ken.
not to copyright from Street Fighter.
Ben is another character from that same era who has a completely different name. The name was just a simple placeholder. It's not even like Ken, where it's like, oh, it's because he looks like Ken, so we'll call him Ken. No, this was just unrelated to who he is in the end, but he was just called Bob. Do you know who that was?
Bob.
Has to be a new character for Armageddon, or is it a
Yes.
returning character?
Yeah, I would
And a
assume
new
so
one.
too.
A brand new
Armageddon.
character
Wait.
from
Did you just say a
3D
new
era.
character from Armageddon? And he said
Or
yes.
Deception, then. A Deception character.
A new one from the 3D era.
Okay.
So
Bob.
who would fit the name Bob? It can't be any of the Asian characters. Like, it wouldn't be Dairu. Dairu's name
Like I
wouldn't
said,
be Bob.
the name is just a placeholder before they picked a name. Like it's got nothing to do with who he is or anything. It's
Okay, so it
it's
could be
one-
like
one of the
I'm
male
gonna guess
characters.
Hotaro.
like Blaze or something. Bob. That'd be fun.
I'm gonna say Hotaro, or it's gonna be the other character.
It's-
Dairu
It's
had the
not
name Bob.
I'll tell you this: it's not a Deception character, and that's the last hint I will give you.
Not
It's
a
from Deadly
Deception.
Alliance. It's from Deadly Alliance or Armageddon. From one of those two.
It would not be Su Hao. Not Darius. Oh, is it a Movado name?
I gotta go with my guess too. Who is shoot? It can't be. I can't believe I forgot his name.
Who else is in
Taven.
Deadly Alliance? Who's new? Oh, Bo Raicho? Was he Bob?
I can't believe Sonic got it. That was
Oh my gosh! Really?
yeah. That was the placeholder name for Taven.
Wow!
Oh,
I
shit.
literally just thought about like, who's the new character in Armageddon? Oh yeah, Taven. I completely almost forgot about him. So
I think it was like very early footage of Conquest mode when you'd see it on the HUD. It said Bob.
Cool. So we each got half then. That's pretty good, because I knew Ken, like, was,
you knew that
Cobra,
one.
but then...
And I actually somehow got the Taven one right. Actually, yeah, that's
Teamwork!
Nice.
Hooray!
yay!
All right, so you do get the point for that one.
Hell
The
yeah!
next one is Rich DeVizio is everyone,
He did all the motion capture.
not motion capture.
All the poses and
Voice
stuff. For,
No,
like...
no.
But
He did the voice
think,
acting.
Well, think about who he plays.
Yeah, didn't he do all the ninjas and, like, some other characters?
No, that was Daniel Pesina.
Shit.
Rich.
I'll tell you his most well-known role. Rich DeVizio's most well-known role is Kano.
Yeah, I thought he did all the other
Okay.
characters too for some reason. I thought he did, like, all the action sequences for them.
No.
Okay. This
But he's
okay.
everyone,
So,
so-
yeah, Rich. Yeah, even though
Oh, is it because he was used for all the, like, in like, the promotional work? Was he always the one in the costumes or something?
Well, okay. Well, if you played Kano in MK1, who did you play in MK2?
the
Shao Kahn?
ninjas,
No.
All the ninjas, I was gonna guess, yeah. But
because I would assume
One
yeah, you
character.
pellets,
It was
there's
just
only one character? Okay.
and it's not
Oh,
Kano.
so what you're saying is at some point in time he's played all, like, the classic characters.
He's played a bunch of them.
Oh,
Okay,
so
I'm gonna
you're
guess
saying
that
like
he
every
played Sub-Zero?
game?
Yeah,
Did he play Bihan?
Every one of the 2D games, he had a new character that was added to his repertoire. So it was
No,
Kano in
that's what you're
MK1.
going with.
Who was it in MK2? Who did he play in MK2? You can do it.
Who looks
Striker?
like Baraka?
No, Sub-Zero, I was gonna
Striker
say,
wasn't.
Bihan.
Baraki, yes.
Yeah,
Baraka,
I'm
oh,
pretty good at
shit.
guessing.
MK3. Who did he play in that?
MK3. Now there's a lot more characters in MK3. You just said
Vanilla,
Strike.
vanilla MK3, not Ultimate. It specifically was
Striker.
European Vanilla.
He said Striker,
No.
but Cabal.
Yes.
Oh my god!
He's
How am I so good at
He's
this?
always the mask characters.
And then
Good job, Sonic. Shit.
It's just so random.
And then in Mythologies, he played.
Shinnok?
Nope.
Who is in mythologies?
Scorpion.
The Grandmaster.
Quan Chi, yes.
Oh, wait, what? Really? He played Quan Chi.
Yeah. All
That's
the bald characters. All the bald characters plus Cabal.
That's funny. That's actually really. I love that fact. Actually, the fact. Yeah, this is a really cool fact.
Another thing actually is that also the bald monks in mythologies. That's him.
Oh.
I think there's another couple of enemies he plays, and I think in the credits for one of the games, I think he's credited as EBFE or something like that, which stands for everybody fucking else, because all the extras are played by him.
Oh, that's funny. I like this fact actually.
I don't remember where I heard that, but yeah, that's apparently a thing. But at least we can confirm he does play a new character in every one of the original 2D games, which is pretty based.
Yeah.
But people just know him as Kano, even though he's played these 3 other iconic MK characters.
I will
Spread
say
the word, guys.
I will say perhaps I don't know. I don't really know about the wording on your question though. Rich is everyone, because like that kind of makes it sound like, oh, he played like everyone, but like it's more like, yeah, this one I think needs some wording like to make it sound better.
So you did end up guessing them all in the end, and it's partly my fault for poor wording, so you get the point for this one too.
Let's go! Woo!
Okay, next, Elder Gods Undid Conquest Finale.
Does this refer to how like the ending is not canon at all from Armageddon?
No, but talking about Armageddon.
It's Conquest, yeah. It's a show. It's a TV show.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, we didn't see it, so I mean, I would assume. Does season 1 not connect to season 2?
There was no season 2.
Oh, then what was Legacy at season 2?
You're thinking of Legacy. You're thinking of Legacy, not Conquest. Yeah.
So Elder Gods Undid Conquest Final. Is this something related to that actually happens in the show, or is this like information that's outside the show?
Outside of the show, because it was supposed to have a season 2, but the show got cancelled, so it never got a second season.
Is this because like in the games they make, or in the games or in the movies something, they make a reference to stuff that happens in Conquest, but that's not possible because of the finale, so that means the Elder Gods like undid the finale?
In essence, yes. Basically, everybody dies at the end of Conquest. Shao Kahn's Shadow Priest just kill everyone, even Katana, Reptile, Shang Tsung, Kung Lao, before he can fight Goro. And so it was supposed to be either that was revealed to be a premonition in Season 2, or the Elder Gods would intervene and like rewind time. But on the Threshold's website for Conquest in the movies, it was established on that timeline that that's what happened. The Elder Gods rewound time because Khan cheated. And so it's like they put Khan in like a timeout, and then that's where Shang Tsung gets his chance to rise to power and bring Goro in, and that's what Season 2 would have essentially been. But that is considered canonical.
So they put that
Shadow
on the
Priest
site.
actually did something.
Yeah, it's on the site, but Conquest just because Conquest is a canonical prequel to the movies, but it can't be if everyone dies.
That's true. Yeah, that would finally the Elder Gods doing something, and it's cancelled.
Yeah, they had to intervene because that universe technically ended. So next one, Spielberg is a fan.
Oh, did we get that point or not?
Spielberg?
No.
Okay.
Wait.
But didn't Dog kind of?
Yes, he did. Sorry. Yes, he did.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Well, future me, please clarify whether this is a point. I don't remember.
Oh my god, fuck off with this.
I did say that the
Cheers,
ending
mate.
would have had to be undid. But yeah. So
I'm pretty sure you did. Future me will clear it up. But yeah.
Cool.
Now the reason the question mark is on this one is because I've heard this is the case, but I've not been able to confirm it because it was in an article somewhere. But yeah.
He got interviewed, and
if it's in an article, then it means. Go ahead, Sonic.
I was just gonna say, like, just based off the title, like he got interviewed, and he said somewhere he liked Mortal Kombat.
Apparently so.
Okay.
In fact, it goes. Supposedly, he was actually considered to direct the original movie, but that didn't happen. But then apparently that's why the director of Johnny Cage's movie looks like Steven Spielberg.
Oh,
cool. It's like a nod to him, which I find
Very
just
cool,
fascinating. It's like, what would Spielberg's Mortal Kombat have been like?
Yeah. Also, thanks for that information. I'm going to use that in my new video now.
I have to leave real quick one more time, but I'll be right back, everybody.
Oh,
You know that was spring
okay.
break. It's my fault for dreaming.
I'll
Alright.
say this, Sonic. Don't just take my word for it. Do your own research to make sure you can verify it, because you don't want to just take
Yeah,
information
yeah.
I've said and then look like a fool, like I sometimes do. I'm like, I've known this information for like a decade. Oh, it was wrong the entire time.
Yeah, I remember the video you said about like Richard is never playing Raiden again. It's like, oh wait, this source I have no idea where it came from, so I'm just gonna say I have no
Yeah.
idea. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to checking out a lot of like, because there's a lot of like behind the scenes interviews about the 1995 movie, so there's a lot of research I'm looking forward to doing for that.
There was this great video in which it was a few years ago, and they got Robin Shu and Liu Kang, and
I missed. There's piss everywhere. It's just everywhere.
I know that video. I haven't seen it, but I'm looking forward to seeing them playing. They got them together to play the Mortal Kombat, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
I-
seeing that.
Yeah, I would have finished the thought, except that Dog just came and talked about there being piss everywhere, and I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Do you have a dog, or
No,
Like,
No,
Cats?
like
no,
I was
no.
gonna keep the joke going, but then I saw that y'all were talking about something, so now I feel bad. I was hoping it was just dead air, and I was gonna fill the dead air with like a joke, like a funny, but all I did was cut y'all off, so I feel bad.
Wait.
don't quit your day job?
Did you pee on the ground or something? Do you need to clean that up, or is that a joke?
Yeah, I was gonna follow up by going like, "Oh my god, why did I not turn the lights on? Oh, there's piss everywhere." The joke was gonna be that I missed, but I didn't. That's it.
You crazy person. Right, so next we have Special Forces Beta. This one is a pretty broad one. It's not anything something too specific.
I
So there's
guess,
just-
yeah, that just sounds like the fact that there was a beta for the game Special Forces.
yeah. Basically, do you
people
know
can
anything
play
about?
early.
Do you know anything about the like the beta version of the game?
Well,
Oh, no.
we did mention early on that says like they were going to make the mythologies for each character. So
Well, no. It's not that. It's Special Forces. While it was in development, there was a beta build of it. That some form of it has leaked online since, so where people have been able to at least get footage of it. But there were
Okay.
things in that weren't in the final game. Do you know anything about
Oh,
this?
Honestly, no, because like even the original Special Forces, I barely know anything about it. All I know is it existed. That's where Tremor came from. That's all I really know about that game.
Yeah. You dogs, you know anything about it?
I know about as little as Sonic. I never played the game. I've not even really watched gameplay. I just again know that Tremor showed up in it, and also it like has some parts from MK1, like everyone fighting Goro. But that's all I know.
Well, basically the game was supposed to star Sonya and Jax, but then the game went through a massive overhaul when John Tobias and like half the team left midway through development, and so the rest of the team had to scramble to put something together, and then I guess they settled on Jax being the only protagonist. But stuff was in that Betaville, though, like we saw Cabal unburned for the first time.
Oh, okay.
Which with that being cut, we wouldn't see until Special Force, Shaolin Monks rather. My thanks, warriors. The best Cabal. But I think the actual character model is still in the game as like a one-off enemy, but it's not named as Cabal. Also, we saw Kano with both eyes, so I guess the game was going to show the origin of Kano's metal eye, which the games have never given us. We've never been given that.
Interesting.
The only origins for Kano's eye are MK Legacy, where it is fucking laughable, and 2021.
Yeah.
Nowhere else have we ever got an explanation for why Kano has a metal eye. He just does.
That is interesting.
Yep. Unfortunately, you guys get nothing.
Well,
Yeah.
we did say it's a beta of the first game. I feel like that's already right.
No.
Okay.
So the last one on this tier is Striker for MK1.
Yeah, Striker was originally planned for MK1.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
But
it.
Do you know
Okay.
what? Yeah, but do you know what ended up happening with that?
No.
Huh.
They made him female.
Oh, it's Sonya.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I think it was because in the original notes from John Tobias, you can see that one of the characters was Princess Kitsune, who was
Kitana.
yeah, but she obviously got cut, and so I think so. The whole cast then was male, and so I think they decided to take one of the characters and make him female.
And
That
so
is true,
it's
yeah.
like Ed Boon's sister as the name, because you know it's last minute. So, what's a name I know? Sonya.
Yeah, I mean that,
That's funny, yeah.
probably is the reason. It's like, well, I have a sister. I mean, they could have gone with Sonya Striker. That would have been a cool one. But
Yeah, that sounds pretty
Cool.
cute.
There we go.
yeah.
That's a cute one. I like that.
So
Fun fact. I did not know that. I just said it very confidently and hoped that it would see me through, and it worked.
It kind of, yeah. I mean, it makes.
Yeah,
it makes sense logically to go that way too, in a way.
is that approach has worked for Sonic so far? There's no reason for you to not take it as well.
Exactly.
So next we move on to the Spirit Liu Kangtai. Oh, this is where shit's getting real.
Ooh. This is
There's barely anything left of it at this point.
yeah. There's
Yep.
no more physical stuff on him left.
Yeah. So and speaking of Liu Kang, our first item on this tier is Liu Kang's day job.
What the heck is this from?
I think I know this one. So in the
Okay.
terrible Machinima series, there's a period where he goes home and has a family and everything, and they get attacked at the restaurant. Is that what you're referring to?
No.
Oh, well, that should count though, because he worked as like a chef or something.
Oh wait, he
doing
did.
that.
Did he though?
Yeah, he's in
know,
the restaurant, like in the back when they get attacked.
I've not watched Legacy Season 2, so I'll take your word for it, and I'll say you can have the point, sure.
Yeah, it's so
Yes.
stupid. Like his family gets attacked and killed. That's why he comes back for the tournament. And he's like pissy the whole time and angry. He's like evil Liu
so
Kang
he's,
before it
he's-
happened.
so he's Scorpion.
Yeah,
I mean, you could argue maybe he had a day job when he was in America in 1995 movie, right? Like he left the
Probably
Shaolin
did.
monks. You gotta have a job.
But what this one refers to is that in the MK1 prequel comic, in his bio, it says that he's a fisherman.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Very,
okay.
very good job for Liu Kang. It makes sense.
Yeah,
Back to
'cause
the-
I'd love to see something with that.
Fisherman Liu Kang. I'd like to see a skin like that.
In
like
that, his nunchucks are made to look like a fishing pole.
Yeah, it's like a typical like for that time period too, like a fisherman. That'd be cool.
Okay, so then the next one is Federation of Martial Arts. Are you familiar?
I'm guessing it's the original name for like the Federation that like Liu Kang worked under instead of being the White Lotus or like the
Nope.
Shaolin monks. They were
Is
called
this
just
like
the
a common-
Federation of Martial Arts.
Is this like a
This is-
combination of the Shaolin monks and the special forces?
It's not a law thing. It is a specific MK product.
Oh,
A product? Oh, like a merchandise?
would they train you? Would they train you how to fight? Was it like I learned karate the Mortal Kombat way kind of?
Oh,
thing,
is it like that
Cobra
web
Kai?
series? No, wait, that's not.
It is a web series.
Wait, is this that horrible web series where they actually got like the two characters to like fight each other, and they got the original Jax actor from Annihilation to be in it and stuff?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I know this then. Yes. Wait.
Good
Hold
job,
up a second.
Sonic.
Hold up a second. Dog. Do you know anything about this?
Nothing at all.
You have to someday check these out. These are like kind of legendary for how bad they are. It's like
If y'all post this in like Discord, I'll watch it today. I have free time today, so
it's amazing. I actually got lucky because I kind of forgot the name, but like when I kind of mentioned, it, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I know about this. The Federation of Martial Arts. It's
Yeah, but it was, I believe, the last production by Threshold for MK. So it's like after Annihilation TV shows, and basically it's just like this weird web series where like you get fights between a bunch of characters, like even characters who are dead, but I think it is in continuity with those movies, but it's like set after Annihilation. It's like a new tournament, and they even got some of the film actors like Annihilation, Sonya and Jax.
Yeah.
Chris Casamassa's back as Scorpion.
They got
there's like yeah,
Lisa
yeah,
from the TV show.
Yeah, they have Raiden and Shao Kahn's actor from Conquest doing some like dubbing in some lines, and they also have the characters like Ermac and Katana, and I think Melina's there, and there's no Johnny Cage. I don't think Liu Kang's in it either. Shang Tsung is.
Johnny is in it, but it's not the same actor.
Nope. No, it's not Johnny. It's his brother, Jimmy Cage.
Oh gosh, that's right.
yeah, you stupid idiot. How'd you not know that,
How-
Sonic?
How could I forget about Jimmy Cage and his drawn abs?
Jimmy Cage, who is a member of the Black Dragon.
Whoa,
That's real. That's the thing they made.
what a twist!
It like back then, and the funniest thing is it's counted as canon, right, in a sort of way, because it is like official.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it is an official Threshold production. I'm
I
pretty
gotta,
sure.
yeah, someday I gotta bring this up. I watched this one video of a guy just talking about it, like right here. I could send the video. One of my favorite parts is when the Jax actor is like, "Where's Ray? Where's Ray? Where's Ray?" And then Ray just like T-poses down from the sky, like PNG style, getting ready to fight Jax.
It's wild. It really is, and it's like I feel there's more entertainment value in that than there is in the like more high production MK web series.
For sure,
But
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm happy I actually know this one.
Check it out. So yeah, good job, Sonic. You got that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Against all odds, I feel like that's one of the most obscure things on here.
Pretty happy about that.
So, okay, so the next one is Lucifer versus Shinnok.
Here's an off-topic question: was Shinnok ever mentioned before MK4, or was he like MK4 was his debut?
Mythologies was his debut, and he's also referenced in like I think Melina's trilogy ending, and that's
Okay.
it. But yeah,
Okay.
Man.
Because then I'm assuming,
So-
like, from the wording, it's like, was this like an original concept for Shinnok, or or Lucifer was like a character who was supposed to be an MK or something?
Lucifer does exist in the MK canon.
Duh.
Oh, and they fought apparently.
Lucifer.
Can you
is-
make any guesses to like what anything relating to this fight, like the outcome or the reason for the fight or anything?
Was this like
I'm
related to
guessing
the
Shinnok-
Raiden versus Shinnok fight? Then I mean, like, because that's the reference in the lore where they fought like 1,000 years ago or something.
Somewhat.
So like,
I'm
was
guessing that because. Go ahead.
Oh, you go. I'm done.
I was gonna say I'm guessing that because Shinnok is always referred to as like the ultimate god of death and stuff like that, and he's like the
Uh-huh.
actual ruler of the Netherrealm and not Quan Chi. I'm guessing that he at some point killed Lucifer and took over like that title.
Yes.
Or that's a concept.
That-
Like he merged the realms or something. Kind of
yeah,
like
that-
how Shao Kahn merged Adenia and Outworld. Shinnok did that with like Netherrealm and Hell.
In
I
the
don't know.
mythologies manual and website, it's mentioned how Lucifer, when he descended to the Netherrealm, when Shinnok descended to the Netherrealm, he killed Lucifer and took over.
That's
There you go.
funny. Oh.
Yeah, I mean that is such a cool thing. Like, why has that never come back?
And also, you said that's from the manual, so that means it's like
Yes.
canon.
Yes.
Wow.
It's
Canonically-
really confusing.
canonically.
What's confusing too is that like, as far as like Christianity goes, Lucifer is never confirmed to be like Satan or Satan's kid. They go back and forth. So like some people think that
Oh.
Lucifer is the son of the devil. Some think that Lucifer is another way of saying devil, like Beelzebub and all that. But I don't know which one it is either. But in this story, it sounds like Lucifer is the devil
Yeah, it sounds like
and not the son.
Well,
He's the
the
ruler
dev-
of.
either the devil or perhaps maybe like a lesser god who like governs the Netherrealm the way Raiden does with Earthrealm.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then Shinnok just comes in and just kills him.
Yeah.
Would have been interesting seeing if like a Lucifer ever returns in the MK, like literally like a super demon or something.
You're telling
Could
me
you-
I was waiting for God to do it, but then like a random God shows up and does it instead, like Shinnok? Dang.
I mean, that would make a really interesting Shin Megami Tensei game.
Dude,
Shinnok
it's like
just
that
shows
record
up.
of Ragnarok. It's like it's Lucifer versus Shinnok.
So like,
Oh, that'd be funny.
so like with that in mind, does that mean like the elder gods went to heaven and killed Jesus or something?
You can't kill Jesus. He just comes back.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
I mean, Raiden is pretty much Jesus at this point.
Yeah.
I guess that is
well,
what
well,
it was.
well,
pretty-
no, okay. Raiden is God and Liu Kang is Jesus.
Oh yeah, people did say when Fire God Liu Kang came out, it's like, oh, this is basically Jesus. Jesus Liu Kang.
Yeah,
I think
the
I heard about
resurrection.
that,
So basically, when he becomes Fire God Liu Kang, it's Easter.
Yep.
He has risen.
Okay. So for Ed
Yeah,
Boon-
he dies for our sins, and 3 games later, he rises from the grave.
Oh my gosh. What were you saying,
and he's
Dog?
also part God and all that. You know, God came down in human form, so Raiden
That's
like takes the
right.
human form of Liu Kang. So you can make all these Jesus metaphors. Watch some church try to do that, like that famous clip that came out recently of like they used Among Us in a
Yes,
church
yes.
to like appeal to kids. Like Jesus Christ is Among
Among
Us.
Us. There was an imposter within the disciples.
Yeah, did that imply that Jesus is an imposter?
Well, Judas, yeah.
Judas.
Oh, Judas, right.
Yeah, who's the monk?
I mean,
I forgot what other game they did that was like that too, but yeah, that was like funny.
oh god, MK11 Aftermath. There is an imposter among us, and it's Twindale.
Oh, she is. Yeah.
That's right. Someone should make an edit of that. That'd be funny.
So someone shouldn't make an edit of that because that's awful.
Okay.
So, next one. Ed Boon
we
has
did get that
gotcha.
point because we.
Yes, you did. You did.
That was cool.
Yeah. So Ed Boon has gotcha.
I'm guessing that because Ed Boon does like the get over here for Scorpion, he also has the gotcha line for Jax for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those
That
things
was what
where
I would assume, yeah.
It's one of those things where you don't really notice it, but then once it's pointed out, you think about the voice and you think, yeah, they are really similar. I think Ed actually voiced Jax fully in MK4.
Oh.
Fair enough.
And
I
I think he also played Raiden in MK4.
Yeah,
Oh,
makes
okay.
sense.
And then like you think about it, like the voices are kind of similar, yeah.
Take my stuff.
Yeah, so I think I'm not sure, I don't think it's been verified, but I think I heard somewhere that John Tobias played Shinnok and Sub-Zero in MK4,
Oh, cool.
which basically means that
That
he was
makes
playing
sense,
all the rivals to Ed's characters.
No, that's funny.
That's great.
If that's true, I can't confirm that, but I'm pretty sure that Ed Boon did in fact play Scorpion, Jax, and Raiden in MK4, and generally do the Jax gotcha line up until whenever they stopped using it, which I think was like DCU or maybe MK9.
Cool.
Gotcha. Oh, well, they used it for that. Okay, that's kind of interesting.
I think if he still says it now, it's whoever's playing him now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
actually know
Jack
this.
still says gotcha, but like, it's hard to say if
It's
it's Ed
not him
Boon still. Of course.
And in the event that this is all wrong, there'll be a pinned comment in the description saying that yeah, it was wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's right.
Cool.
All right.
Okay, so we have two more to go on this tier. The first is Shao Kahn is a short king.
I know this one.
Oh,
So
okay.
the character they use, like the actor they use to do the costume and attacks and stuff for Shao Kahn, he is a very muscular man. I think he's actually a bodybuilder or at least like a muscle builder, but he's not very big. So they had to upscale him because he's actually kind of short in real life. So they upscaled him like for the game.
That's interesting. Oh, okay.
In fact, there's even a set photo of him with Sindel's actress and a few of the staff who worked on the game, and he's next to Ed Boon, and Ed Boon's a little taller than him.
Yeah.
Wait, so did they actually call him Short King, or is that like a thing?
No,
that...
that's just a thing I made up. But like, I mean,
The Sonic XD.
when I first made this, yeah, he just straight up said Shao Kahn is shorter than Ed Boon.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Let's make it a bit more ambiguous.
yeah, I gotta guess it and stuff like that. That's cute.
Yeah, you got the point. Actually, another funny thing that isn't on here is that the guy who played Shao Kahn actually started dating the person who played Sindel for a while.
Ooh.
Oh, spicy.
I would.
I don't know anything else about that, but that happened at some point around the time of MK3, I guess. So yeah, and also that the actress who played Sindel went on to play Serena and Tanya.
Okay, yeah, I think I remember hearing about this.
Yep.
Damn.
So now we close off this tier with Striker for MK2.
Striker for MK2.
Strike. Yeah, it's a statement. Like Striker was originally planned to be an MK2.
And what happened?
Well, so we know for MK1 he was just changed to a lady. So for
Yeah.
MK2 they definitely wanted him because he was planned for MK1. So that makes sense. All checks out. Why was he not in MK2?
Well,
They
Sonya
couldn't
wasn't in
fit
MK2
all the
too,
characters, and someone had to. Yeah, well, actually, she was missing from MK2 at the start. She wasn't on the base roster,
Yeah. So
which
I
is
wonder if it's
bizarre to me
related
looking
that.
back on it. That could be it. I was going to say something similar. So originally MK2, I'm guessing the hardware could only handle so many characters, and someone had to be cut, and they cut Striker.
I'm also my other guess is saying that like Jax replaced it.
That's the understanding of it I have, is that basically they changed his name to Jax.
Ah,
Because
okay.
so the idea was they were introducing Sonya's commanding officer, so why not just reuse the name Sonya was going to have for her commanding officer? But then for whatever reason they changed it to Jax. I I don't know why they changed to Jax. Maybe it was because they decided he was going to be black and thought Curtis Stryker didn't really fit as a name for him, or they just thought the name was corny, or any number of reasons. But they didn't use it, and then eventually we get to use the name Stryker in MK3, and he's the least popular. He's going to be the least popular character in the series for 7 years until Suhao is introduced. It's like poor Stryker.
Yep. That's so interesting. He was supposed to be like the main military character in the first game. Cut. Maybe in the second game. Cut. All right, finally we got him in the third game. And was he a regular policeman dude in the third game, or
yeah?
So he had nothing to do with the special forces too.
Well, and what's weird too is his outfit doesn't even look like a police officer. It's like a dude in a 2-colored T-shirt.
Yeah,
like it just looks weird.
It's like a discount Nightwing.
He looks like he was playing baseball with like his buddies, and then like the shit happened, and he just got a gun, and just grabbed one. That's like what he looks like. He has like the baseball cap and stuff. Like he doesn't look like a cop. Always bothered me.
And it's weird how that was just a few tiny tweaks for the MK9 version. He somehow does have a cop vibe, even though the outfit is fundamentally the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think his costume MK9 like totally reflects that well, much better.
Okay.
Yes. So you guys got that one too.
Woo! Wait, did we? Let me see.
You did Sonic, because you just guessed Jax.
Yeah,
like the king
it
of
makes
guessing.
sense. I know, right?
Yeah,
we actually got all of them right in here. Actually, I just noticed, right? Like.
Yeah, those killer guesses are really carrying you in this thing, aren't they?
Hell yeah! Got to do some lottery later on. Gotta get some gotchas.
and this brings us to the final tier, the Liu Kang's Tomb tier, where there's not really spirits left; it's just a grave.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Just his grave. That's just nothing left.
To be fair, how baller do you have to be that's what your grave looks like? It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
giant fucking thing just for him. That's pretty dope.
An entire tomb. They have these big medallions in the background to represent his 4 victories in the first 4 games. It's so cool. And then you've got this massive sword in the middle too. Like I think it's his sword from MK4. He's in the middle of it. I think.
Oh, that's very cool.
I know that sword is actually in the Dragon Grotto in MK11.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
It's the thing in the middle that you can jump off, and you can even grab it. If you hold down when you press interact on it, you actually bring it out and swing it.
Yeah, no one knew that, but every interactable, or a lot of them, have a down option. But because almost no one played the tutorial, no one knows that. Like, there's so many interactables in MK11 that have a down option, but everyone like forgets. Okay.
Yeah. So the first one is Korean Scorpion.
His actor was Korean.
Nope.
Well, if we go through, because the thing is, the original actors were all pretty much American, right? Like even in the movies. So, where do we go with this?
It has nothing to do with the actors.
Oh,
So I'm guessing in one of the games, instead of speaking Japanese, he speaks Korean.
or maybe his he's not from Japan. He's from Korea. Like one of the games or manuals.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, from theorizing, this one's...
Okay, so in Korea, in like South Korea, there was a commercial for Mortal Kombat, and they had a Korean actor play Scorpion.
Nope.
Not a commercial.
That was my Hail Mary.
Is this something outside the games, though? Like
It's completely disconnected from the games.
Okay. So it's like a... Does it even have anything to do with, like, Mortal Kombat itself, or is it just, like, a very interesting...
It does.
Okay.
It is a Mortal Kombat thing. It's just got nothing to do with the games.
Honestly, I'm losing ideas here, but probably not. I feel like it's not like promotional related, right?
No.
Okay, so do you think it might be like behind the scenes related, or do you think it's like
Nope.
Yeah, this one I really have
Be a
nothing.
definite loss. We can't even guess on the. Even the luck that is on Sonic's side is not enough to prevail.
Yeah, because
Not like this.
I'm not. I can't. No one can hold it against you because this is so obscure. In the
Okay.
1994 Mortal Kombat novel by Jeff Rovin,
The novel.
Scorpion is Korean.
Oh my gosh.
Which
And his
one,
entire
though? The North or
backstory,
South?
and his backstory is that he was disemboweled by Sub-Zero in front of his family, and then his spirit returned and possessed the body of his son, and the son's body became Scorpion.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned this part, but I don't remember the Korean part. Yeah.
Yeah, they even had names and everything. I forget what the names are, but he was Korean for some reason in that. Which is just insane.
Oh,
and it's that's the only Korean representation the series has, unfortunately.
Well, that's funny to think about too. Yeah, that is very obscure though. Like, whoa, like definitely couldn't think of that one.
Yeah, so you can kind of see like some of the level that we're working at here.
Indeed,
I'd say that's probably the most obscure thing. I think it's a little easier for the rest of it. Like this one, for example. Shaolin Monks' original concept.
We know it wasn't Fire and Ice with Scorpion and Sub-Zero. That was going to be the sequel.
The sequel, yeah.
So, the original concept for Shaolin Monks was to have 2 brand new characters.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I've done all I can do.
Are there any hints in the game itself or related to this?
No. It's Edmund.
Okay.
Showed I think it was a prototype screenshot. Showed it on Twitter, in 2015 or something. Or 2011 then.
So let's see. If we can guess the Twitter, then maybe we could be right about this. Check Headbones DMs. Check.
Basically, it was going to start an existing MK character.
Yeah, I can. Oh wait, hold up a second. The game is still called Shaolin Monks,
it was still
right?
Shaolin Monks?
No.
It wasn't. Okay, then.
So it's like
Special
not even Liu
Forces
Kang.
2.
It was going to be an action game starring a different character before they settled on the Shaolin Monks.
It's not even going to be Liu Kang or Kung Lao then.
No.
It can't be Raiden, right? Playing as Raiden.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, like a slash 'em up with Raiden.
Yeah, it was going to be basically a game where you play as Raiden. I assume it probably would have been about the clash with Shinnok, but all Ed said was that he was going to star Raiden.
That's hard.
How did you guess that again?
I don't know. I just it can't be. Okay, the thought was popular character that wasn't Scorpion, because Scorpion would be too obvious. So that's why I kind of went with Raiden.
But yeah, good job. You got that one.
I am. I'm not
What's
even
with these guesses?
I have no idea. I'm like. Look at my hands. They are not on the keyboard. I'm not searching any of this shit up, too. I'm, literally coming into this up with my mind. Dog is the smart one. I'm just, really lucky here.
Alright, well, let's see if Dog's intellect or your luck can see you through this one. Japanese Liu Kang. And it's not about the actors.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
Okay, not about the actors. So I'm guessing, is it a novel faux pas again, like Korean Scorpion, and one of the novels is Liu Kang Japanese?
It's not.
Okay.
My thought
everyone else in the book, everyone else was pretty much the same as they are in the games, except Sub-Zero was evil and Scorpion was Korean. So that aside, they're all pretty much accurate.
My thought process is this related to the fact that because Raiden comes from the Japanese folklore right on. And he's teaching a Chinese person, so is it something related to that? No, okay.
Well, I know he's based on Bruce Lee, so he probably wasn't ever Japanese.
Is there a Mortal Kombat manga that exists that we
Are
don't
you
know
sure?
about?
Are you sure, Dog?
Oh, Dog.
Was he originally Japanese in the prequel comics? Was he just Japanese
Nope.
in the Mortal Kombat prequel comics?
Not the prequel. No more. Okay.
Huh.
Seems like we're not going into any more of the prequel comic bio parts.
And not MK1. Was he Japanese in MK1? Is Liu Kang a Japanese name? Is Liu Kang Japanese and not Chinese?
No, it's Chinese.
Yeah,
But
Liu Kang sounds Chinese.
You're kind of in the right area by asking if Liu Kang was Japanese in MK1.
Okay.
Okay, how about the original character that would later become Liu Kang was actually a Japanese fighter by a different name?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
According to John Tobias's notes that he shared on Twitter a few years ago, in the original concept for MK1, along with Johnny Cage was named Michael Grimm, and that's where Curtis Stryker was showing off actually as well. We had Liu Kang, who was going to be a Japanese ninja named Yoshitsune Minamoto, like the famous historical figure for some reason.
Okay.
And he was going to be a ninja, and there were going to be 3 ninjas, I guess. And plans changed, and he became this Shaolin monk.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
Did you just say Johnny was going to be called Michael Grimm?
Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds...
They were trying extra edge.
Yeah, that sounds quite edgy.
Which is weird, because I think he was still meant to be the comic relief character.
Huh.
Cause like the notes list every character's role. Like Curtis Stryker is the skeptic, Yoshitsune is the protagonist, and it mentions like these 2 ninjas, one who is hunting, one is hunted, and I'm not sure if Kano was mentioned, but then like Michael Grimm is the comic relief because basically, as well as being like Bloodsport and Enter the Dragon, MK1 is also Big Trouble in Little China. So basically, Johnny Cage is Kurt Russell's character, while Liu Kang is the other dude, the Chinese guy.
Ah, the guy who was more of the main character in that movie.
Yeah, the actual hero that Kurt Russell's character thinks he is.
Yeah.
And so you can see where all the influences for MK1 came from.
That movie, definitely. Especially
Good job,
the
dude.
Cool.
I'm giving you a thumbs up because you somehow got that. Good job,
I'm
dog.
impressed, dog. That was definitely impressive. Just a smile.
Now,
Well, it was a huge shot in the dark, so I mean, I can't even really get credit for it.
so can you guess this one? Shang Lao,
Well, yeah.
I
Shang
think
Lao and
me and-
Princess Kitsune.
me and Dog seem to know this one.
Well, I think so, because earlier you had a Freudian slip where you mentioned it like prematurely that Princess Kitsune would later become Katana, but she was meant for MK1 and her name was Kitsune, not Katana. So I'm going to assume that Shang Lao was an original name for Kung Lao, but he was cut just like other characters were, and later on added to
You are
MK2.
so close.
Yeah, the thing about Shang Lao is...
Shang Lao is Shang Tsung's name?
I remember Shang Lao being Shang Tsung's brother, right?
No, I don't think so.
No.
So then it was just Shang Lao's... So Shang Lao is just Shang Tsung's first name before they changed it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like Shang Lao was the main villain, and Princess Kitsune was his daughter.
Oh, okay. Am I getting this
The
confused
Forbidden
then?
Romance. They went very
so-
Enter the Dragon. And very old school kung fu.
So then she got cut, and then was brought. Then that's why she's Shao Kahn's daughter, because she was going to be Shang Tsung's daughter.
Yeah.
And I actually had to stop myself a bit when I was talking about the notes here, because those characters were in those notes as well. And I think Kitsune was stated outright to be the love interest as well.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure, but I think that was the case. So like even that, if only those notes for MK1 mentioned Raiden as the mentor, but then in the final game he's not, and then in MK2 he is.
Yeah.
So the plot was constantly in flux in the early days.
True. I want to make
As
sure
it is.
about the Shang Lao. The reason why I mentioned that is because didn't like Shang Tsung have an interaction in MK11? Like, didn't he say like if he fights himself, does he say Shang Lao? Am I forgetting about this?
It's possible. I don't recall. I will look up MK Warehouse's page on the pre-fight dialogue for MK11 right now.
Oh, they have that. Oh, actually, I need that sometimes.
He has an intro which says, Shang Lao, I presume. You presume correctly, brother. When you die, you'll be forgotten. And that's why you thought it was his brother, because they say that there.
There's a little reference there. Cool. That's cute.
So you know what? Extra point. Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
You get an extra point for that.
Hell yeah. This is fun.
Okay. So we have 2 left. This one is another general one. Smash TV is canon.
Super Smash Bros. Is canon in MK?
Smash TV. Smash TV, you fool. TV.
Yeah.
Smash TV is a weird way of like saying Mad TV. What a weird way to spell it. No, I'm kidding. So Smash TV. Is this an actual network you're talking about? Like a channel?
No, it's a Midway game.
I didn't know that.
Midway has a lot of other
And it's
games
canon.
because they're popular for Mortal Kombat, but they do have a lot of other games. I actually don't even really know the other ones.
Like,
Okay, so
bring
let's
back
just start
PsyOps,
guessing.
you cowards!
Right.
So, are you saying that they somehow mentioned... Wait, okay. Can I ask, what is Smash TV? I think...
I'm not really sure myself. It's It's basically like a violent game show, I think.
Okay.
So it's something that feels like it would make sense in the MK universe. So if you can, so try and guess how this was made canon, how it was established as canon, or what the connection is.
Johnny Cage.
So in one of the okay,
Johnny Cage, yes,
Oh hell yeah! I'm on something.
he was a contestant on it at one point.
yes.
Oh wow.
Do you know when this was established?
Yeah, the thing is, we had to think about the game. Like, which game?
Deadly Alliance.
Deadly Alliance, yes.
Yo.
Because when you're going through Conquest mode, one of the things that comes up is how Johnny was on Celebrity Smash TV, and it's like, and he used this move to win. Now do this move.
Oh, okay,
So-
that's cute.
So yeah, like Smash TV's canon to MK. You guys got it. Good job.
Yeah, that was you, dog. You guessed the right one there.
And now this last one isn't necessarily obscure, but it's just a fun one I threw in here for Sonic. Sonic,
I know-
Guillemon is Reptile.
I know the answer, but I kind of want to see where Dog could go with this.
Is that a Digimon?
Yes.
That is the Digimon.
So it's the same voice actors then.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Voiced by Steve Bloom in the dub.
Steve Blum is
Oh, Steve
Reptile.
Bloom? Oh shit!
Yeah.
And Sub-Zero.
Is Reptile and Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
And he did Guillemon.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Guillemon is the basis for Sonic's avatar.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh my
it's
gosh! It goes so
it's-
deep.
It's pretty much Guillemon mixed with Metal Greymon.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Because
didn't even-
Sonic is cringy and unoriginal. Hey.
And I didn't.
Well,
Says
we did pretty good.
The fourth snake.
Fuck, he got me. Oh,
Furries. We've established
really-
this. I'm a dog. You're a snake, and he's a reptile.
Yep.
he's a fucky wucky lizard boy.
He's a Digimon. He's a dinosaur, technically.
Technically, yes. I mean, it's a scaling nonetheless.
Okay, for a little surprise twist ending, I'm kind of surprised this wasn't on here, and I'm pretty sure that Snake knows the answer to this, so I'm going to throw it at Sonic Ha instead. A surprise
What the
trivia
hell?
question from me, his partner in disguise.
Oh,
I'm now going
shit.
to betray you. So here's my iceberg.
Not like this.
Sub-Zero is not human.
All right, Snake. I guess you're on my side for this one, so we gotta start theorizing this. Because I know,
Don't drag me into this.
because I know the lore of like Sub-Zero is that like he's like a mix, or his powers come from Outworld because of the Cryomancer part, right? Is that what they're called, the Cryomancers?
Well, yeah,
Yes.
his armor was found, like the armor that he wears in Deception was like found in Outworld, and it's still it's still the Lin Kuei. So it means that like the Cryomancers come from Outworld.
From
That's why he has
Outworld, yeah.
powers. It's not a human power. Like no earthly human can like control ice. It's an Outworld ability,
Yeah,
which means that Sub-Zero is technically human. Is like Earth in my opinion. Like it's Earth realm. They're called something else whenever they're in Outworld. So that was my thing. Yeah, him and Frost are not technically human.
No, because they're kind of like have
They're
the
like Outworld
Cryomancer
immigrants.
powers. Okay.
Well, they're part human.
Yeah.
Okay, part human.
Yeah.
Because like it's the Cryomancer like brings down the powers. Because
There are other ways you can look at it. Like in MK 2021, he is just not human at all. He's
exactly.
Just an outlaw.
Yeah.
And the other one
Yeah.
is that it's true. Sub-Zero is not a human anymore because he died and became a wraith.
There you go.
So-
There's
Oh
there
yeah,
are
that's
many
right.
ways you can do
Because
this.
Bihan, yeah.
Yep.
That's even smarter, actually, to just say he's Noob Saibot. Yeah, Sub-Zero is not human. Yeah.
Hell yeah, we got this
Okay.
right, Snake. Points for us.
Hey.
Didn't they also mention that there was someone else who used the title Sub-Zero before Bihan? Wasn't there one more in like the original Mortal Kombat tournament, like way back with Kung Lao's, like the Great Kung Lao, or no?
Well, there's one of the portraits in that room that Kung Jin goes into in MKX to get the little statue. One of the portraits there's basically a female Kenshi, military Johnny Cage, and also a bald Cryomancer with the Lin Kuei emblem on his forehead.
Ah.
So the implication then is that there was another Sub-Zero in a past tournament, and I guess with one of Sub-Zero's intros with Noob in MK11, where Noob's like, "Oh, you've been trading on my name for a long time," and Sub-Zero claps back with, "It was grandfather's first." The implication then, I guess, is that the grandfather was a Sub-Zero in the previous tournament.
Yeah, so that could be a fun one too for an iceberg. You could put like Sub-Zero is like over 100 years old or something, or
Yo,
Sub-Zero
what
is
if-
actually 1,000 years old. You know,
What if that grandfather who was in that previous tournament has inherited Bihan's backstory and like objective from MK1, which isn't canon anymore, where he was hired to assassinate Shang Tsung in the 9th tournament and failed.
there you go.
Which makes it really funny to think that in mythology, Shang Tsung then shows up and says, "Hey, I want to hire you for this little tournament called Mortal Kombat, descendant of a guy whose soul I stole."
Well, you know what they say: keep your enemies closer. So it's actually really smart.
Keep your friends close and pay your enemies to be closer.
Indeed. Okay, so I'm actually legit also have a surprise Iceberg question myself.
Dun dun dun!
Because I was actually kind of shocked that you didn't mention... Because you mentioned Boraicho and... oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot his name. Mabado. And their Spanish names. But I was actually kind of shocked you didn't mention...
Hotaru.
No.
Shujinko.
Bihan and Kuai Liang's names.
Oh.
I know this.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only
this
because
one's
you've told me before.
Yeah. I thought this one would have been a cute little Iceberg part, too, because their names also mean something really basic and funny, in my opinion, too.
And it's not a correct translation either. It doesn't make sense. It's like putting two weird words together. Like, I think you said one of them is like, make colder.
It's make colder. No, none of them are make. They are cold puns, technically speaking, but it's just two words just put together, basically with cold.
Like to freeze.
Wait, hold on a second. Do you know the answer?
To make frozen or to like freeze. I thought that was like or ability to freeze.
None of them have like a freezing effect on their names, basically. Snake, do you have any answer for this one?
I thought you said, like, because you said your friend or brother or someone was, like, translating it for you and how, like, one of the names, like, Kuai Liang, like, literally meant, like, make cold or something.
Well, Kuai Liang is like Kuai Liang. Kuai means, like, quickly, fast, and Liang is, like, cool. So, like, quickly cold.
To cool fast.
Yeah, basically, cool fast. Yes, exactly. Basically, cool fast. That's Kuai Liang's, like, translation.
He does cool. He does cool very quickly.
Indeed. Bihan is more funny, in my opinion, because Kuai Liang, I think I can kind of see that. Bihan is... I guess I could see that as a code name, too, but it is still kind of funny, like, of a name. Like, for whoever came up with it, like Ed Boom or something.
What does Bihan mean?
It's, because like, Han is kind of also means, like, cold. We usually use the word Han to describe, like, the weather, like, when we say it's, like, a cold weather, it's, like, Hanliu and stuff like that, like... stuff, and B on its own just means wall, so cold wall. That's his name. So that's a cute little.
So cold wall and quickly cold.
Yep.
It's ironic because it wouldn't be until Kuai Liang can enhance his slide move in MK11 that there would be a cold wall.
Oh, that is kind of ironic. And there you go.
And
we
that
added
giant little disc.
We added 2 cold pun Sub-Zero information to the Iceberg.
You motherfucker, you absolute motherfucker.
But
you know
genius.
what? You know what? I respect it. I'm going to give you both an extra point each for those 2 cool little additions to the Iceberg.
Dang.
And
Awesome.
fuck it. I like puns. You can have one for the pun. Good job,
Let's
buddy.
go! Woo!
That pretty much makes up for any that we missed then, because I think we only missed like 4.
Yeah, we actually
got,
missed surprisingly less than I expect. I was expecting us to just lose half of them.
We did really good.
Yeah.
And so, with that, I will now, without looking, because I've secretly been keeping track of all the points. I have lied when I said I wasn't keeping track. These two have in fact gotten insert number later points. You see, guys. So good job, fellas.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's a lot of points. You have to say. And so future me will be putting the number on here and somewhere on the screen. And hopefully not screw me over by exposing what a fraud I am. But if he does, then fuck him and tell him what a douche he is. But either way, I think this has been pretty cool, pretty fun video to make.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank I'd like to thank my two contestants who have done surprisingly well. Like I thought a lot of this stuff was like super obscure, but even some of it they just like powered through somehow. Like what?
Yeah.
How? Yeah, they did a really good job here, and hopefully, like these two here, you guys have learned something new about MK, and hopefully, I wasn't wrong about anything, or I'll be spreading misinformation, which I hate to do.
Gotta make
Hopefully I was
another
right
video
about
for
everything.
that if you make anything wrong. I'm sorry, guys. I got the information wrong.
I mean, I did miss one or two things when I made that video, saying that things have gotten wrong. So there's going to be one in the future. I can guarantee that.
You gotta pack it up, yeah.
But yeah, so let's start with Sonic. Where can the people find you?
If you see any horny reptile art, you will somehow find me. No, just go search Sonic Ha XD. You'll find me on YouTube, Twitter, and I think Discord. No, I think my Discord is called the MK Sucks. Yeah, but just go to YouTube and Twitter. I'm totally fine with that. I make cringy meme shenanigans. It's fun.
And is there any particular video of yours that you'd like to share?
Recently I did a video talking about MK versus DC. Mainly because not a lot of people really remember the story mode of that, so I thought it'd be fun to go back and check it out. It's a lot of fun, and it's really, really bad. Check that one out, please. Also, Snake is in it, and like he literally has done like the best collab I've ever seen in any of my videos in that video. Like, I was shocked like when he sent me like the stuff. I was like, this is comedy gold. And then when I saw the behind the scenes, like the 30-minute footage, I was like, goodness gracious, you sacrificed so much for me. It's amazing.
Aw.
I will not forget the amount of times you did the knife throw. Like that. That's like, thanks a lot again for that, Snake.
Hey. All right, and Dog, where can they find you?
I have a YouTube channel. You can just type in True Under. It'll pop up. Thankfully, YouTube has my back in that one regard. Aside from the rampant demonetization, it's pretty easy to find my channel. I guess a video that most viewers would enjoy due to its comedy value is the Smash or Pass video I did recently, where I describe why I would and would not have sex with certain characters.
Oh, the
And there's always
controversial,
a logical reason.
the controversial Smash or Pass video.
You
Because
got
there's also
it's
people
a-
on Twitter who are very upset that that video exists.
really? You got
I
controversial.
haven't seen the Twitter outrage, but I've seen the Reddit outrage. Like, I was posted a couple of times on Reddit to, like, roast me. But shockingly enough, it's mostly defenders in the comments just saying, like, y'all are overreacting. It's a funny video. It's meant to be silly. Stop taking it seriously about him having sex with fictional characters because
Yeah.
it's an impossible scenario.
It's
Yeah.
crazy because like I was thinking that's a great plan to do like myself. I just never did it because Uncaged Games already did it. Did he get slack for it? Like I don't like I'm it's weird.
Well, they could also be mad that I did it too. I was going to do it actually like very close to when he did it because I had the idea like on my own watching a Markiplier video, like when he smashes and passes the Pokemon.
That's
So
where
I
the
just
trend
wanted to
came
add a
from.
reason
Yeah.
to each one. And then I checked to see if anybody else had done it, and I saw that Uncaged had. So I waited like a whole month and a half before making my video. That way it wouldn't take from
okay.
his. So that's why there's a big delay between the two videos, thankfully. That way it's not, taking any views from him. I think the thumbnail gave me some slack because it just has titties on it. Like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
two pairs of titties.
It's the most clickbaity thumbnail ever. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't like get taken down or anything though, which is cool. I didn't think it would because there's a channel I love to watch called MXR Plays, and they always put clickbait thumbnails, and they've never like lost a video for it. So I was like, well, I mean, I'll probably be fine because theirs are way worse than mine. But yeah, you can find me there. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's just True Underdog 1 because someone had the original True Underdog, and I was too lazy to like think of a different like name. All I do is post funny memes. Some of the memes are like really tame. Some are a bit edgier apparently because some people have like unfollowed me and gotten mad over my memes, even though they're just memes. But people still got mad over them. Everyone's too sensitive now. Like no one goes outside. Everyone's anonymous. They're all sensitive. But yeah, you can go to the Twitter if you want, but it's just me like shit posting. Other than that, I just have a YouTube. But be on the lookout though for my OnlyFans in the near future.
Woo! Hell yeah! Excited to see them abs. You censored your pecs last time. I'm looking very forward to seeing that.
I censored them. It was like a bar over my nippies, like little pasties.
You had like you had like the towel, and when you open it up, it was like a comment that like popped out, and one of your sponsors, I think. Oh no, it was.
That one. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, you forgot about this. It was like a comment.
Yeah.
Back when I had time to do skits because it was during the summer. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So will the OnlyFans be true Underdawg or will it be true Undercarriage?
Oh. No, I probably wouldn't have the galls to go like full not safe for work. Or probably to see like swimsuit pics and like workout progress. It would never be like my actual assets.
True Underdawg Gaming, more like true Undercarriage Gay Man.
Yeah.
Got him.
See, I did this to make y'all uncomfortable, and now you flipped it, and now I'm embarrassed, and now I'm uncomfortable. For the end of video.
What is this? What is this world talking all of a sudden?
I'm so embarrassed.
This outro is going
so
pretty long,
ashamed of
Snake. I must say.
Yeah, I think by this point people have already forgotten where to find you guys. So let's do it again.
No!
Just put it on screen. Like, future Snake, put it on screen. We're good.
Yeah, on a screen.
Secretly, the funny part is that this entire time, or at least now, you guys have actually been covered up on the screen by the thumbnails for your videos. So people can't even see you, so you can just like do whatever. You can like flip people off or strip naked and show your junk. And it won't even need the video.
Snake, are you implying something there or something? Early OnlyFans access there or something?
A sneak peek at True Undercarriage
You really like that name, don't you?
Well, yeah, I came up with it. Of course I like it.
Well, fun fact about the thing you say, not be able to see the face. Like 80% of the time, my face is just covered by like the microphone stand over here. Yeah, I'm just like kind of hidden like for the majority of the part.
Yeah, all right, Leafy is here. Calm down. And on that note, on the note of a Leafy is here reference, I think we should end this video. What do you guys think?
It's 4 a.m. over here for me, so I should probably.
Oh God.
Yeah, you should probably end the video.
Yeah, but you guys in the comments, let us know. Well, I guess you'll let me know because they're not going to see the comments. But
I'll read your comments.
Me know,
I'm interested in seeing it too.
what do you guys think of this video? Did you learn anything new? Do you think I did a good job making the Iceberg? Because I've never made one of these before. Maybe I'll make more. Who knows? I know some dumb, pointless lore about Soul Calibur and Tekken and Dead or Alive. I could probably make something with. And also,
okay.
what do you think about us three just hanging out and like shooting the shit and talking about random bullshit and getting sidetracked and going on pointless tangents? What do you think of that? I mean, Sonic has other videos where the three of us do that, along with Brusque Poet. Yeah, be sure to increase the engagement by letting us know, and see you in the next one, I guess. Bye bye.
Stay Underdawg. Isn't that funny? I'm on Snake's channel and I say True Underdawg's outro as Sonic Hogsty.
You're not staying in,
You're
right?
so quirky.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this is crazy. It's like so funny. It's like, wow, I can't believe this is like real.